This video brought to you by our frequent flyer subscribers. If you would like to support the channel, please consider joining our frequent flyer program at twitch.tv/NovaWing24. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to more of Microsoft Flight Simulator as we explore the world around us in a new way. And I hope I'm coming through for everybody loud and clear. Hello to everybody who's coming in. Drift Physic, Rockview 101, Kiwi, hello. Welcome, XDig23, welcome. And yes, Drift, you were first tonight. Congratulations, I should have like a mini, I should have an emote for that, actually, I should. Gamervash, hello, welcome to the stream, great to see you, my friend. Osman, hello again, welcome, guys, welcome. He's just, so, XDBig23, it's, 10:30 Zulu is the time that I start streaming. Well, that's the time I'm streaming these days. So 20:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, so 10:30 Zulu, which I think is 11 British Summer Time. I think I want to say that's that. I do have the I channel the whatever desktop sound is coming through during that sort of pre-roll, but I do have it set to a quieter, sorry, it is a lower volume, so hopefully the sound should be all good for you guys now. 11:30, yeah, British time, right? Yeah, that's right. It's always. I'll be honest. Like, I know some people really like summertime. I don't. I'll just call it. I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan of summertime. It has caused no end of issues with every career and every role and position I've had in various countries around the world over the years. It has caused summertime. Daylight savings has caused no end of difficulty, like in every one of them. Like in jobs that you wouldn't think would ever have an issue with daylight savings have caused issues. It's insane. So, like Springs over here is, it is rather warm here down here, Vash. It is absolutely rather warm down here. Right. Absolutely, Kiwi. Wasps and sunburn do suck. They suck big ones. They absolutely do. Right, guys. Okay, so I've actually semi-organized tonight. Don't expect this to happen very often, but I'm semi-organized tonight. So I've actually already updated the flight information there for the chat. So if you want to retrieve it, we're going on a little bit of adventure because I actually have the control set up as well. Yeah, yes, as well. Necrosapian, hello. Thank you very much for the hydrate to start off the night. Excellent. Thank you. Strangulator, hello. Welcome to the stream. So, random story today. So today, or rather today, was overnight between the last stream and then when I got up this morning. League of Legends, the music, or the producers of League of Legends released the latest song for their virtual pop group KDA. And I, you know, for everybody here on the stream, I am me, and I absolutely love the first KDA song. I thought, you know what, and I really like the new one. It took me a little to get used to it, but once I did get used to it, once I did sort of listen to it a couple of times, I really enjoyed it, and I was like, you know what, this is actually a really good song. And then that got me thinking that I want to head over to, we should go explore, because of course it is in the style of K-pop, so we should go explore the home of K-pop. And it's a place that I haven't been to in The Sims for a really long time. I think I've been to the Korean Peninsula once. So I thought, you know what? Let's go visit Korea today. So that's where we're going to be going. So we're going to go take a visit today. So we're going to be starting from RKPC. So which should be somewhere down here. Actually, you know what? Let's type it down here. So RKPC. There we go. Mm. I hate so much these last time the bushfires. They were bad, weren't they, Oz? They were absolutely terrible. Those bushfires, they absolutely were. Ultimate community, yay! And oh yes, and by the way, all of the emotes have finally unlocked. So we had about half of them, about a third of them had unlocked right at the end of our last stream, and all of our emotes are now unlocked. So they are all the tier 1 emotes that are there. So yay, they're all unlocked. It's so exciting. So yes, please feel free, everyone, to enjoy your emotes. It is so cool. It is so cool. And yes, we're actually flying a sort of similar aircraft to what we're flying in that emote tonight. Oh, it's like it's like, yes, it was the couple of the kitties only dropped this afternoon. It was like, yay, so awesome to see them all. Anyway, so guys, we're going to be flying in. I was going to do live weather, so it could be interesting because it's a bit foggy. But we're going to be doing live weather, but we're going to be doing about 10 a.m. So wind your time back to 10 a.m. local-ish. Live traffic, live weather for our conditions. And we're going to be starting here. And we're going to be exploring the island of Jeju. Is the island we're going to be exploring tonight. Which is quite a large tourist island, actually. So I'm going to be... apparently there are a lot of players here, apparently. That could be kind of interesting. So I'm going to go ramp 2. Ramp 2 is going to be my departure. So you guys feel free to grab yourself a ramp over here. So as I said, if anybody wants to join, you're always more than welcome to join. ! Flight for all the information. Look for a Pipstrel or a Cub kind of aircraft is what you'll be flying in tonight. So grab one on board. Come aboard. As I said, we're going to focus mostly around... we're going to start here on Jeju. And then we're going to probably pick up another aircraft. We'll shoot across onto mainland Korea, and we'll probably track up. We'll do some flights around there, and then probably head up towards Seoul tonight. So as I said, something a little bit different. But as I said, I really, really like that song, and I really appreciate K-pop for a kind of slightly weird reason. Because with K-pop, I'm genuinely impressed with the fact that in many of their songs, they actually switch between Korean and English and back again, like, so seamlessly. And it's always something that I'm always mesmerized by people who are multilingual. And especially people who use multiple languages in songs. So I just want to take a moment and to actually explore and enjoy the scenery of that world. And we have one of the inspirations for some of the emotes come up and join us for the flight today. So there we are. Everybody, again, say hello to my furry co-pilot, Austin. As we load in tonight. Everybody says that there. Nice getting flying them all from your feet to CEE. Nice. Osmond, we may not get to North Korea tonight. Patrick, hello. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you on board. Rockview, I must admit, actually, depending on how long we go tonight, we may cross the DMZ and head into North Korea. It could be interesting. We may need something of sort of like an old Soviet bloc aircraft if we want to go up there, though, as well. Jabiru, if we had an Australian flight, we should use a Jabiru, yes. Well, hopefully, the Jabiru will not be far away from Iris Simulations. Hopefully, they won't be far away at all. And that is looking pretty good tonight, which is good. Okay. Now, let's see if I can remember how to start this aircraft tonight. Alright, so we should be able to go... Alright, prop is set forward. Mixture set. Fuel is set to... Let's go left fuel tank on. Alright, let's go with battery on, avionics on. Okay, beacon strobe are on. Alright, transponder on. Okay. Avionics bus on. Throttle open. Engine up. Ah, right. Okay, everything good. Nav lights on. Okay, pitot heat. So we'll turn the pitot heats on. Okay, looking good there. This thing even has an autopilot? Really? I would not have expected an SLA like this to actually have an autopilot. That is kind of weird. and kind of cool all at the same time. So there you go. Yeah, well, it said it's the K-pop is interesting. As I said, it is a fascinating genre. Vash, this is an absolutely fascinating genre. And I find it's I kind of interesting. We should No Blue, hello, hello to your cats as well, No Blue. You got to see that. Jabber, yeah, no worries, Drift. You can use the jab. That'd be cool. Somebody coming into land there. I was going to say, I don't think I have actually used the Pipstrel here in the sim at all, I don't think. So, check on, where is my... Because I just realised... There we go. Parking brake is off. I always look at our clone ground crew and just like, are you sure you want to be pushing us back while the prop's spinning? Just to go there. Rock 101, thank you very much for the host, Rockview. That is awesome. I enjoy quite the range of music. Everything from metal to K-pop and everything in between. Now that wind looks like it is very, very windy out there, so we might almost be able to just simply take off. Oh, that was interesting. All right, all right. Now let me just check my weather here, being fed into Little Nav map. Oh, I've got fairly calm winds actually. Because I'm looking at that windsock there, and that's terrifying me slightly. All right. Taxi to and hold short runway 25 via taxiway cross runway 31 Alpha Pipistrel Alpha 24. Okay. All right. Let's start our taxi. Oh, I should probably turn my taxi. That's right. I turned the taxi off on the last stream. So let me just quickly turn taxi on because I don't know where I'm going. So let's go with nav a taxi ribbon on that one. There you go. Apply. Okay. There we go. Right. All right, guys. We're all joining in here. So we're heading down towards our runway here, our assigned runway. I think we might be able to skip some of that taxi path. We're gonna taxi this way. We're going to breach a couple of rules, I think, here. No, we won't, because there would be a bunch of grass in the way there. So there's going to be no taxiway there for us to do the shortcut on. So we'll go this way. We will go the way that's suggested for us to go. Now, apparently, this island here is sort of colloquially known as a lover's island. So it could be very interesting. So make sure you bring your spouse as your co-pilot tonight. Or significant other. Whether they be wherever they are. Okay. You know, I know it would be kind of weird but kind of cool. I would kind of really appreciate if the ground service vehicles had like a as their vehicle brand or something had like a... Oh wait, hang on, do they? No, okay. It'd be kind of cool if like the ground vehicles like used like a some form of like Easter egg type brand name. I think that would have been cool if it could have been done there as well. Is pinging between the green yellows. Yeah, you're not too bad. You should be fine. On the Maul's pretty rugged, and she's able to handle a lot of abuse. That aircraft there, Kiwi. Oh, no. I am so glad that we are considered to be better than Netflix. That actually makes me really happy with that one. So thank you very much for that, Loriath67. Yeah, exactly. They should actually be on the on their separate vehicle paths, or yeah, they should clear the taxiway until after they should always give way to aircraft. In fact, I remember being at a the Avalon Air Show a few years ago when there was. I remember walking back to my car. There was a car park sort of just off the uh, main part of the airport, and there was a parking area for GA aircraft that had flown in for the air show, and it was a walkway back to the car park and whatever. But there was also there was a big sign as you're on the walkway, which was caution. Give way to passing aircraft, and it was just one of the best, one of those small but simple, beautiful signs that I've ever seen. I got a photo of it somewhere. It was my profile picture over many years. All right. Yeah, back off those. Stop riding those brakes. Might be good. There we go. Okay.
Juju Tower Pipistrel November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 ready at runway 25 departing straight out. Pipistrel November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 cleared for takeoff runway 25 traffic is generic on final. Straight out departure approved.
We don't see anything out there on final.
Cleared for takeoff runway 25 Pipistrel Alpha 24.
Must be some actual real-world traffic coming through here at the moment. That's kind of cool. Alrighty, guys. Let's get everybody here. Oh, hello. Hello. There are other people spawning on here, which is always kind of cool. Alright, let's take up here. Take our center line. We'll give everyone who is joining us a moment to taxi up and draw up onto the runway here. I can take a moment to sip my coffee while everybody taxis into position. And I'll quickly this one. So quickly go resistance, and I can quickly turn that. I can turn those ribbons off now. Again, I need to. I think that's what I do want to see. I want to see the start thing. What I'm going to do, I think, is something like SPAD next. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that to actually find out what those SimConnect commands are with those, and then be able to turn them so I can actually assign them to various buttons. I think that's going to be kind of cool, because I think that's how I'm going to handle the a lot of those things that don't necessarily have keybinds. I think that's how I'm going to handle them. So I can assign the SimConnect command to my button box here to be able to do that. All right, let's. I think we've got everybody loaded in now. So Drift Physics is coming in. Come on, Drift! Chop chop! Spawn in on 2-5, mate. We'll let you get away with it this one time. We'll let you get away this one time with spawning on the runway. No worries. Okay, for those who are coming in a little bit late, that's fine. Spawn directly on 2-5. But I see that we have real-world traffic coming in on short finals, so it'd have to be very soon. Very soon, guys. CBTA Australia, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. No worries, Fash. That's all right. We'll see you shortly. As I said, we will sit here. Actually, this could be really interesting, actually, because as I said, I can see on the TCAS that there is actually real-world traffic coming into this airport at the moment. So this could be really interesting, actually, as you guys come into land. This could be really interesting. All right, let's... That's all right. That's fine. That's all right. You got a bit of time yet. I'm actually curious to see what draw distance when this pops in, because I'm looking here and going, there it is. There's the draw distance kicked in. So that's one of the generic twins. I love the sounds that it made as it came through there. And I'm guessing he's on a go-around. Yep, that was a go-around. I'm still seeing him on there. So that's kind of cool. Front of the virus. No worries, Vash. That's good. That's good. Good to load it in. All right. All right. And I think we got a. We may have to head off because I think we've got this guy coming in behind us. So. All right, guys. Drift, you'll have to catch us in the air. All right. And brakes off. Throttles up. Let's go. I just love this aircraft as a sports flight aircraft and how these things are so STOL capable. It's just awesome with these ones. And of course, I'm just loving their the sheer amount of vision that's capable out of these ones as well. So we'll go for a bit of a tour around this area. So none of this is handcrafted. So this is all just purely autogenerated.
714 miles northeast inbound 4 DME runway 25 approach. Janair 567 Juju Tower. Cleared 4 DME runway 25 approach.
I am still, one of the things I am still really, really impressed about is I'm really impressed about how the sim manages to handle the fact that the blending of real world traffic and then still making the blending the real world traffic and that data into the sim, but still having the ATC respond to it as if it was here. Like, that's actually really impressive that that sort of tech is there. Like, it's one of those little things that you don't really think about. Like, yeah, okay, it has its quirks every now and again, like when it tells it to you need to come for I was just realizing a bit fast here. I'll slow that down a little bit. I didn't realize how quick this thing is. This thing is super quick. For a sports light, this is really fast. But it's how the sim actually handles that integration of the AI and into that. Now you get the quirks every now and again where the AI ATC is trying to tell it to go try to tell it to go down to 10,000 or go up to 20,000 and keep saying you're too far or too above or below your assigned altitude. But still though, the fact that it even talks to it and gets most of it right for approaches and stuff like that, like, that's pretty damn impressive. It really, really is. Capital Australia, to be honest, I'm not. Let's say I do have the Premium Deluxe version, so that was the edition that was supplied to me by Microsoft. So I'm not 100% sure if this one is exclusive to that version or not. I have a feeling it might be Deluxe, if not Premium, for that one. Dread Minus, no worries at all. That's okay, no problems at all. Safe journey out in the real world. So first you can't keep up. Sorry, Vash. So that's right, because you're in the kit. You're in the little fox, the little cub, the baby cub. Tekmate Bretak. Great to see you, my friend. Let me bring this throttles back here. So Vash can keep up with us today. Okay. Let's do this over here.
Janair 567 cleared to land runway 25. Follow the aircraft on final. Wind 327.
I never would have thought that this would have been so busy at this time, because it's actually, I suppose it's late evening here in Korea, so the sun's only just gone down. So, that would make sense.
Alright.
Continue around, so we head back around this way. I just wanted to circle back around and have a look at some of those areas there on the coastline. So keep our throttle down a bit there. Oh, that's not good, Vash. Your brain is literally super motivated. Yeah, I feel you. It's like many times when I've gone riding, especially on some of my long rides when I was training for my Ironman. If the weather was really rubbish, I was like, yeah, I'm not so sure if I want to go for that anymore. You meant to have a flight lesson on Sunday. Oh, excellent. I hope it goes really well for you. I hope it goes really, really well for you. ASPIC 23, I hope it really goes well for you. How long did it take you before I got the hang of landing? I'm glad that you think that I have the hang of it now. Look, it's a lot of it is time and practice. Probably the best thing is that you still okay. I guess the first thing is that be careful of following numbers. That's probably the first thing I was going to say to people. It's all about it's firm but not crash worthy kind of thing. If that makes sense, it's a weird way of describing landing. People who sort of say that it's it's all about 0 feet per minute, that kind of stuff. It's actually not. You still want to have a firm grip on terra firma. You still want to make sure that you have a firm grip on terra firma when you're coming into land and when you're flying, when you're coming into land. But you also don't want to slam it down either. But it's about challenge. The best thing I can tell you is it's about power. And it's funny actually. I haven't actually done the flight lessons here in this sim. It is something I am going to do. We will do this together. But I remember the flight lessons in flight was all about. It's about pitch and power management. So you can essentially set your throttle to a fairly, usually sort of around. I mean, it's usually based on RPM, and it's not so much based on airspeed, it's based on RPM. So you have it settling usually sort of around about, say, 20% throttle, 10 to 20% throttle. And then you simply fly it, and you fly it based on pitch. So you adjust your trim, you adjust your back pressure on your stick, or your yoke, and control it down that way. That helps controls the speed as it comes through. That was probably a whole lead of waffle for you that probably doesn't make any sense, and I'm sorry for that. But it's the best and worst way of describing it, because it is that sort of. It does take time and practice to get used to, but don't try and slam it into the ground. And if it looks like you're going to be too long or you're not going to make it, that's fine. Power back on. Go around. You always have time to go around. Is always the saying in pilots. Get home itis is what kills most pilots, particularly private pilots. It's get home itis, where you have a desire where you want to get on the ground, get the job done, or get home for the night, or get down on the ground. That's what kills pilots, both virtual and real. And Big has got a good point there as well. Yeah, sort of aim for the numbers, but and pitch the nose up. So it's what's called the flare, where you go full power off, and you want to essentially hear the stall horn on your GA aircraft. You want to hear the stall horn warning just before your wheels touch the ground. That's one of the things as well to sort of talk about. Now I'm curious to sort of go around here a bit further, and then I want to head towards that mountain. So once we get around the bottom part of this island here, I'm curious to see where else we're going to end up going. Looking great through as well. Mike struggled to that is true. There are some airports where go-arounds are not really advisable, such as Courchevel or Lukla. You don't really go around in those airports. So I just want to check something out, because I thought I saw some more wave animations. I want to go back down a little bit lower. So the water masking in some places is still really obvious, but it is interesting that you can see some waves coming through as well, and a couple of white caps coming on some of those waves. It's not just the photoreal coming through, it's actual wave animation producing those white caps. That's really interesting. And it does definitely bode well for, hopefully, an update for some water physics in the future. I don't think that went well. I'm going to guess that was drift, and I don't think that went well for him. I know I've tried water skiing with the Cub, and it did not end well in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, DDM, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Let's have a look down this. Is this a river, or is this just a little inlet? Let's have a look. Let's explore this. I don't think it's gonna go far, but let's find out. Yep, definitely did not go far, but that's okay. And turn, yeah, we will sort of turn south though. We want to head towards some of these mountains over here and see what these are like with this aircraft. Yeah, the Trotters are amazing aircraft, and so a lot of the aircraft, and a lot of the times when there are aircraft that only have no go around options, Twin Otters are invariably one of the few airframes that sort of regularly apply the routes towards there. You're absolutely right there. Mr. Wookie, hello! Welcome to the stream. Great to see you, my friend. Always remember, folks, there are 2 E's in Wookie. There are always 2 E's in Wookie. So for anybody who is just joining the stream tonight, hi, my name is Novawing24. We are exploring the Korean Peninsula, or at least one of the islands off the south of Korean Peninsula. We're exploring the island of Jeju. So you are more than welcome to join us here in the sim. We are flying in the Pipistrels, or some form of similar sports flight aircraft, around about 100 knots. Type !flight if you do want to join us today for the information that you need.
November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 to approach. Cleared through the Bravo airspace. Cleared through Bravo airspace, Pipistrel Alpha 24.
So it depends. So what we're seeing, I believe, is we're seeing a substitute. So for whatever reason, my sim doesn't see the aircraft that he was flying. Whether that's because he's flying an aircraft that is not one of the aircraft that ships with the sim, or some other reason. So instead, it substitutes it for one of the generic aircraft. So it looks at how many engines it has and what type of engines, and that's how it substitutes. Okay. Now I'm fascinated by some of these cloud formations here that we're about to fly through. This could be rather interesting. Look at that. Follow these roads up towards the mountains here in the center of there's a DME on top of this mountain range as well. This middle mountain in the middle of the island here. I feel like I should be looking for golf courses for some reason. I don't know why, but I feel like we should be looking for golf courses. I don't know why. don't think leaning does a lot with this one. I don't think we'll be climbing too much into that because, but we'll never know. We'll see. We'll have a look. We'll definitely making sure my pitot heat is turned on, which it is. Excellent. Interesting to see how the turbulence goes with this airframe as well, because it is such a small light one. Now we've got where are we at with fuel? So we've got plenty of fuel in there at the moment. Oh, look, you can't go wrong with 32 gig RAM, that is for sure. Now, definitely make sure you you're aware of your synthetic vision coming through here. I think it will definitely be of assistance. I'm pretty sure we probably should not be taking these aircraft into these conditions, but it'll be interesting to see how they are handled by the sim. Because we definitely don't have any de-icing on this aircraft, that's for sure. Alright, still climbing up positive rate, which is good. Loving that little glimpse of clear sky, so it's not that far above us, which is good. That is a pretty impressive view. Definitely time for a screenshot there, I think. So we'll head sort of eastwards a little bit and sort of skirt around the pinnacle of the mountain range there. We'll see around the edge of it. Free fuel. Exactly, free. The fuel is definitely far cheaper than the rates of that the local aero club charge for taking the Jabiru up. That is 100% for sure there. No, 100% for sure on that one. So I believe, my understanding is that this is a volcanic island. And it's a part of a national park. It's a protected area. I want to say it's a World Heritage Site or a World Natural Heritage Site because it has so many unique biomes here on the island. I was reading about it before the flight, and I was like, it's absolutely fascinating. That's why I wanted to sort of visit it and see what it looks like and how it feels in the sim. Not that I've ever been there myself, but we get to visit this, World Heritage place, and we can see it for what it looks like, and that is cool. It's always so much fun. And one of the things, again, that I always love about these journeys that we can take here in Flight Simulator, that we can visit all these places that we can't do at the moment, but for many of us would never be able to even consider a trip here to places like this. Though I must admit, note is that if you start flying things like FS Economy, then you start having to pay virtual money for your flights. I suppose either way, virtual money is less expensive than real money. I suppose there is that. All right. That is just so amazing. Looking at how that sun is just falling through those clouds and the environment. It looks a little bit desolate where we're flying over at the moment, that's for sure. Definitely part of the volcanic history of the island, obviously, through there. And it's only going to be at the center. That's right, that is absolutely correct there. 100% correct there. Black Wolves, hello, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Skylander, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yes, it would be cool to fly a Spitfire, absolutely. Hopefully, we will see one in this sim in not too distant future. One can hope. One can definitely hope. Now, I'm curious, because my nav data says that I should have... Actually, you know what? Where are we? Oh, okay. Wind that throttle back a little bit. Getting into the yellow there a little bit. Whoops, getting a bit rough on the old winds there. I was about to see if I can change some of the my nav frequencies, but I think I need to focus on flying at the moment. Alright. I love how those clouds and that wind from these clouds is actually really buffeting my aircraft around. That is actually fascinating to actually have that experience there. Okay. And actually, like, this sensation is really, really weird. Like, pilots, especially, GA pilots, you're taught to avoid cloud at all costs. And it's genuinely visually flying, and it is absolutely great. Like, even here, I know I'm sitting here in my study, sitting in my computer chair, flying controls of a virtual airplane, and yet going into those clouds, you had that sort of stomach sinking, churning feeling of going, okay, yep, you can get very nauseated and very distracted from where you're flying, surprisingly easily. And that's the thing that amazes me about this sim, is that how you... This is what I talk about when I talk about the immersion of, the realism is the wrong word, I think, sometimes. I think it's the immersion of it, because of things like that. Alright, so we do have the airfield. I was planning on concluding our tour on today. As I said, I was hoping it would be a bit more, little less cloudy, but that's okay. Again, it's part of the joys of running real well weather. Aviate, navigate, communicate. Aviate, navigate, communicate, administrate. Absolutely. Teaching pilots the anchor principle for many years I have been doing, so definitely leave it. 100% agree with you on that one. And that's actually something, so for everyone listening, that is something that is a moniker that is sort of moniker that's taught to pilots everywhere. You aviate, navigate, and communicate. They are your important things that you do while on the flight deck, and in that order as well. And you rotate them through. Right, I'm going to reduce my throttle, and we're going to start our descent down. Now, I don't think we're going to be shooting the ILS on this one today, because it looks like the winds are out of the south, so it looks like we're going to be on... Looks like we'll be coming on the opposite runway coming in there today. So, punching through the bottom of the clouds there. Perfect timing. So we'll do a crosswind to turn onto our downwind. Alright, leaving those out. I'm going to enrich that mixture. Props just below full. Alright. Alright, 2-4, turning, downwind. Landing lights on. Watch the pitch trim. Bit of buffeting going on there. Right here, so we should be about 1,000 feet. A little bit below pattern altitude at the moment, but that's okay. Flaps out. Bring that nose back down. Okay. Alright, turning base. Probably going to turn straight into final. Alright, very high on that approach. Probably could have extended my base, my downwind leg a bit further. Alright, a little high on that approach. Bring the speed down. We're going to be landing long for this one. So throttle idle, white over red, holds. Pitch up, lead the airspeed, hold it off, nose high, coming down, lower the nose, not bad, not bad, little bouncy there when I first put the wheels down, but definitely could have been a lot worse. I think possibly churned butter, that one, I think. I don't think it was quite the buttery smooth as some were expecting, that's for sure. It's a little bouncy there at the start, but still good. This is a fun little airplane. I mean, maybe it's because I do have time in sports lights, especially thanks to No Blue. Got some time with flying alongside No Blue, who's in the chat here tonight. So my time with sports lights are always a lot of fun. Alright, we'll have a bit of a taxi and we'll park over here by the hangars. Then we might swap aircraft and see if we can head over for some pastures. Pastures different. We'll switch airframes as well, I think. Something a bit faster, a bit more cruise worthy. They will come with time. It will come with time, Master Braytac. It will come with time. Landing lights are off, leaving taxi light on. I'm really impressed. And again, another thing that gets a little impressed about this sim is the the smoothness of most of the multiplayer experience so far. Like, getting a few starters tonight, but I think it's we're getting it because I'm noticing there's a lot of real world traffic here tonight, which I was not expecting. But there is a lot of real world traffic flying around tonight at this airport. So it's definitely rendering in a lot more traffic than it's had to do since I think that that one time in Anchorage where it ended up crashing our sim. It was a good drift there. Well, I think it was, yeah. Alright, I'm going to try really hard not to chop this dude up. or do this dude or do that. I'm going to try very hard not to chop them up.
Tower on 118.2 core and air 126 millimeter.
Okay, taxi in here. Hello. Always love the bit of the old wing and aileron waggle as when everybody comes up. That's always it's a great thing to be able to see that level of detail being covered across as well. Like that is pretty damn awesome. All right, let's feather my prop. Okay, nav strobes off, taxi is off, beacon still on. Then we're going to have fuel set to off. There we go. And we're going to turn our avionics buses are off, alternators off, master battery is set to off, and we are done. There we go. There we go. How cool is that? Alright, let's quickly jump outside, have a look at this rather terrible weather, but have a bit of a group family shot, and having a look at what's going on through here as well. Let me give me a moment to catch up here with everybody here on chat. Alright. Love that. Okay. Skylander, it is a very nice interior in this aircraft. Actually, it's very well modelled, and I don't mind flying Warbirds. One of my favourite aircraft flying prepared is Manfred Yann's C-47. Very much love flying that one. 4 or 5. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. Thank you very much for really. Unplugged, nearly stacked. That's right. 5 Cooper, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Laserbolt, hello, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Great to see you. We are flying in the way of flying down in Korea to explore area. Drift Physic. So just so you know, the A320, so if you read the fine print of the aircraft request, we will refund you your points for that one. The fine print of the aircraft request is that the aircraft request level that you've asked for does not include airliners. If you would like, there is a specific request if you would like me to fly an airliner. I'll let you figure out how many points that's worth. If I can get one of my mods to refund Drift his points for the aircraft request would be most appreciated. Alrighty, so let's have a look. As I said, we are going to head from here. So we are at Jonosek is where we are. So we're going to fly. I think we should fly somewhere cool. That's the point. There's a reason why there's a lot of points to get that one rock. There is a reason why I set that many points for that. Just saying. So we're gonna fly. Let's have a look. So I'm gonna just jump back to the menu. So let's go back into our menu and let's do a bit of planning tonight. So as I said, during these Microsoft Flight Sim streams, we will generally, you are able to request a type of aircraft to fly, for me to fly, and also able to request an airport or a route we might be able to fly. If for whatever reason we can't do it, like we don't get there in time during the stream, or there's a condition that means that we're not able to fly that aircraft, we will refund you back your points. However, if you would like me to fly an airliner, such as an Airbus A320, 787, or the 747, then there is a different request tier that you have to request. And they are all requested using your frequent flyer miles, which are your channel points, which is our name for our channel points here in this channel. So feel free to check those out down below. Yes. It's okay. You don't have to go Karen on everyone, Drift. We will do a refund for you, no problem at all. Okay, so we're going to be departing from not Jeju. Sorry, we're going to be departing from Jeonsk. We're going to depart from there, and we're going to head to. let me consult my map here, because we are going to head to... I kind of had this, as I said, I've had this kind of organized for tonight, but I just want to check something. So we can either fly to Seoul, or more likely, I think we're going to fly somewhere a bit closer. So we'll probably head to Yusu, which I think should be... We'd always head to Busan. We could always head there. Let's have a look. What should we fly? Let's have a look. Where is the King Air? Is 244. Or where is my DAR? Okay. So if we go with the DAR for our aircraft, because I do love this aeroplane. And then I'm thinking that we head to... One of these things is not like the other. So we can either head to Yusu, or Sechon, or we head to Busan. Let's check how long it is. So there's arrival. And let's do a low altitude airway. So that's going to be very boring flight because it's sort of just there. You only sort of get something interesting when we're going over through there. But it could be interesting for that. 28,000 for that. Okay. Alright, so that's nav logs. Let's have a look. But that's still going to be, it's only about a 30-minute flight, so it's not too bad. Or we're going to head up to Guangzhou Aero. That was the other one I was eyeing off heading up to tonight. Let's set that as our arrival. That one has 2 different airway routes, and that one we might do a little bit. We do that one a little bit lower, I think, because I think looking at the cloud cover, cloud cover's not so broken through there. So, all right, guys. As I said, we're heading to those. We'll head to one of those 2 places tonight. But what we'll do is I need to recalibrate my where are we? Stream that one is the one I need. So I need to recalibrate my glucometer because I'm not feeling the best right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a poll open for a few minutes. So let me just quickly do this one. New poll. Question: which airport? And we are going to choose between Guangzhou Aero, or we're going to head to Gimhae. I'm sorry for any Koreans who might be watching this stream. If I am abusing your language, I do sincerely apologize. But we will get there. I am trying, because I said I am fascinated by this place, and everything is awesome. Okay, so all right, 10 minutes or 200. Okay, I'll put this poll up for the next. We'll put it up for the next 3 minutes, guys. So we're just going to trigger that poll. So that should be up there. So feel free to vote in that one, and choose which one of the 2 airports that we're going to be headed to for this one. It is. 100,000 for the space shuttle. So, fortunately, Necro, we don't have to worry about that because there is no space shuttle in this sim. Fortunately, but you know, we'll see. If they ever put a space shuttle in, we'll see that one as well. All right, guys. Let me quickly recalibrate. I will be back in a moment, and I'll let you guys vote on that in the meantime to decide which one of these 2 wonderful South Korean airports we're heading to very, very shortly. Did I just see a dead heat happen in our poll, in our chat there? Did I just see a dead heat happen? I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed, chat. Okay. Yeah, pollinated 50-50. That's awesome. Well, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that means we're going to have to go both places. I think it does. I'm going to have to accept that. So I guess we're going to Guangzhou first, and then we'll head on to Busan afterwards. Probably just catching up quickly on the chat here. R56 Cooper. So there's already a free mod that's come out that's jammed an F18 in. It's not very good from what I've heard, but somebody's managed to find a way to jam it in there. I know that there are several developers actively developing a variety of military aircraft for this sim. However, just bear in mind that much of military aircraft, the portrayal of military aircraft and the licensing agreement that allows you to make content and provide content to this sim according to Microsoft's terms of use as a developer, limit certain aspects. So there are certain things that you won't see about military aircraft coming to this sim. But yeah, you will absolutely see military aircraft coming to this sim, but probably not from Microsoft, from third-party developers. So drift physics, it's not that it's greedy or anything like that. It is simply because, as Rockviews pointed out, and BreakTech pointed out, it's a deterrent. I don't like flying them. I really don't. I'm sorry. They do not interest me. I will do them if somebody comes it in, but there you go. You find more beeps to votes, that's right. Yeah, it hasn't even got gears yet. Yeah, as I said, yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Yeah, exactly. The F-14 is coming from DC Designs, as is the F-15 and the FA-18 Super Hornet. They are both, all three of those coming from DC Designs in the very near future, so... And that's it. The other thing is a good point as well, is that a lot of military aircraft, particularly anything current, and I know this because I actually work with the military, is that a lot of the systems and aircraft and stuff are still classified. So all you are ever getting, even in DCS, is you are getting an approximation. You're getting very, very close, but you're still getting a entertainment approximation. Okay, well, alright guys, I guess we are flying to multiple places tonight, so we better get started then. Alright guys, as I said, let me update commands here, so if anybody who's wanting to join us. So we're going to go, time is 1000, and we're doing KPD to RKJJ is our first leg. Cruise speed 300, and we're doing in TBM 930s. There we go. Alright, so that is all updated for anyone who is wanting to join the flight. Alright, okay guys, so if you are wanting to join the flight, you are more than welcome to. It said live weather, 10 AM local time. Let's find a parking space to start from. I'll park from parking grade 3. We'll follow the good one departure. No, it's sounding good for me on this one. And I'll try to remember to make sure I get my frequencies right this time. So, I think... my voice is breaking there as well. So I hit fly on that one. I can get my stick out of the way and bring my honeycomb yoke into play as we are moving on to the TBM today. 4 viewers. I'm thinking we got more than... I think we got more than viewers. I'm not really sure, actually. To be honest, I actually don't know, Drift. I actually don't know how many viewers are over here, except for how many people are chatting in chat. I never know. I get a report after the video goes live, after like the end of the stream, but I don't really follow it, because at the end of the day... I love you all being here, but for me, it's about the community that we're building together. It's about the journey that we're on together, and that's what's more important for me. And if I get to, even if I share this with no one, then I still get to do something that I love and I get to relax and enjoy. The fact that I get to share this experience on a very regular basis with so many amazing, wonderful people from all around the world, it just is so awesome, and I genuinely love it. So thank you very much, as I said, always to everybody who comes along and joins me for all these flights, because it is an amazing experience. Thank you very much. They would be better off. So, look, here's the thing is that R56 Crew is that don't knock Ace Combat. I love it. I love Ace Combat. It's not necessarily, super accurate, but I don't care. It's awesome. Dread Minus, honestly, they can keep it classified forever if they want. They genuinely can. Radial engines are very, very cool. Absolutely. Radials for life. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. All right. Let's, and I need to switch over from GA controls over to my turboprop controls. So let's slide along here to my throttlers Warthog. And I really, as I said, quality of life improvement, I really want to see this become a drop box, a drop menu. Really want to see that become a drop menu. Okay. Plan save and escape. Cool. Alright. Resume. There we go. Okay. No worries, Black Wolf. We'll see you soon. Okay. Alright. Okay. Now, I'm definitely still going to need the checklist for this one. So, let's go with checklist. Okay. Now, I think I'm slowly getting better at the TBM because I do love this aeroplane a lot. So I think I know what most of the things are now. So let's go. Crash bar is up. Battery on. Generators set to
November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 IFR to Guangzhou, ready to copy.
Main.
November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is cleared to Guangzhou Airport as filed. Take off runway 19er, climb and maintain 14,000 feet.
Cool.
Departure frequency is 119.225 squawk 0146.
Engine starts is ignition set to auto.
November Oscar Victor Alpha 2
check.
Cleared to Guangzhou Airport as
Aux
filed.
boost pump is
Take
set
off
to
runway
on.
19er, climb and maintain 14,000
Propeller area
feet.
is clear.
Departure on 119.225 squawk 0146.
Starter on, then 2 seconds then is off.
Dair Alpha 24 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.905 when ready to taxi.
1, 2, off. NG rising.
Zhengzhou ground, Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 requesting pushback. Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 pushback request accepted.
Looking good. I think the startup for this one is a little off. I think with the fact that it tracks you straight across onto the throttle thing rather than actually using the mix. So that's probably the only issue I have with the simulation of the TBM is that the some of the finer points of setting the of having the prop start does actually sort of go off a little. It does act a little weird. Okay, so let's do after engine start. So we need to go to throttle is flight idle. All pressure check is 10. Aux pump is set to auto. Fuel select is set to auto. Test button check. AP trims set to on because we don't want to miss that one like we've done previously. Generator is set to main. Bleed air is set to auto. Before taxi, flight controls check. Inertial separator is set to on. Flight controls free and clear. Flaps are set to up. Throttle is done the cycle of the throttle. Taxi lights are set to on. Nav lights, strobes are on. Landing light is on. Alright, parking brake is off. Okay. Alright. Landing lights on. Nav lights on. Strobe lights are on. Ignition is set to auto. Switch to set to auto. Okay. Pitot heat is on. Airframe de-ice is on because I feel that we are going to need all of that today.
Taxi to and hold short runway 19er via taxiway Dair Alpha 24.
Alright, de-ice system is required. Inertial separators are on. Trim set to takeoff. Flaps set to 1 notch, which is takeoff flaps. Lead altimeters setting. Check. Not required. Delete these. Okay, we're looking good. I missed that one. Right. Cool. Awesome. Looking good. Alright. Sorry guys, let me quickly, because again, not familiar with this airport, let me quickly turn my taxi ribbon on. I do notice that sometimes the buttons require sort of like a double tap before they'll actually load, which is a bit frustrating sometimes. Alright, let's taxi out towards departure runway. And we will line up and wait upon our departure runway, waiting for everybody else to join us before we head over. Now, I do believe that our radio did tell us that our initial departure altitude is going to be 14,000, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 14,000 feet for our initial departure. So while I'm taxiing, I'll be able to quickly set that up on my autopilot. So auto select or altitude select. We'll set that up to 14,000. Interesting that they've cleared us up to that altitude so quickly. Actually, I was expecting that if we're going to be flying a SID, which we are today, I was expecting them not to only clear us up to probably around about 10,000. Cleared onto that one. Okay, navigation source needs to be set to FMS. There we go. The aircraft just gracefully, gently sort of taxiing along there. Gives us a... Oh, that didn't quite work. There we go, that's the one I want. Okay, no, that's not working for me today, apparently. Okay, there we go. There we go. Put the throttles up a little bit. I was getting my little camera controller was getting hooked around the cable from my my Warthog stick, so I was like, every time I sort of moved it, it was just leaving the camera forward. It was like, whoops, that isn't quite right. Oh, I do apologise for everybody joining the chat there. Yes, sorry. I don't know. Yeah, so Sids and Stars, thank you very much, Dread, for being able to describing that to the chat there. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, Sids and Stars, yeah, as Dread Midas has just put in the chat there, they're all for instrument procedures for flying, for how you depart the airspace or approach the airspace for major airports. Not every airport has them. But they're larger airports or airports that are very busy, or airports that are near very congested airspace, will use them a lot. So the idea is you're trying to keep aircraft in doing certain things and doing certain consistent things consistently, then you won't have issues with them colliding with each other, basically.
Cleared for takeoff runway 19er Dare November Oscar Victor Alpha 24.
Okay, taxi out here, taking the center line. Alright. Here we got one more coming to taxi up there, so it gives me a chance to sip my coffee pre-takeoff. Couple more coming through there, so we can enjoy this beautiful misty view of South Korea Island. Then we give me a chance to catch up on the chat here quickly there. Thank you very much. Yeah, so just get radials for life. Absolutely radials for life. Oh, XTV, thank you so much. I just read your comment. Thank you so much. I do not think I'm... and thank you, BreakTech, for your views as well. Like, I just, as I said, I'm just here... I'm here for the fun and to share. I am here for the fun and to share the love of aviation. And as I said, I'm here because I enjoy it and because I enjoy flying and I enjoy being able to share the wonder and the experience with you guys. So thank you so much. That genuinely means a lot to me. That genuinely means a lot to me from everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Amskith, yes, the checklist, as I said, it's just, well, because I'll be honest, so one of my early streams here, I didn't use the checklist and I couldn't figure out how to turn the autopilot on. And Necrosapien here in the chat took great pleasure knowing exactly what it was that I'd missed for about, fluffing around for about 10-15 minutes trying to figure it out. He took great joy in that. And Amskith, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Yeah, we talk about lawnmower engines. Absolutely right. Black Wolves, hello. Yeah, doing really well today. Thank you. Except for medically, I'm not doing so well, but everything. But I'm doing better now that I've got everybody here. All right, guys. I will catch up on the rest of the chat very shortly. Let us get into the air now that we are all assembled. And everybody else, if you haven't already joined, you are more than welcome to join. Just type in !flight in the chat, and you'll be able to see where we are, see the type of aircraft, and you're welcome to join. All right, guys. And throttles up. Brakes off. Let's go. Alright, torque climbing. ITT rising. Airspeed is alive. Rotate. Altimeter alive. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps up. A little bit of the drop there, as expected. Throttle back. Right departure.
Contact to departure on 119er decimal 225. 119.225 Dair Alpha 24. Jeju departure Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is at 2,000 feet climbing 14,000 feet. Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Jeju departure continue as planned. Altimeter 29.76.
Drop that 10 degrees, make that 10 degrees pitch rather than 15. Watch the ITT, spiking a little too much on the torque. So I'm just really just sort of like admiring so that, you know, the fact that we've got this, so that once we're above that layer of cloud, like the fact that it's a lot lighter up here because, you know, we are closer to the sun, as it were, but yeah, we don't have that cloud cover blocking the sunlight. Okay. Alright, so let's go with... Alright, so we're going to go with... Where are we? Flight director is on. Yaw dampener is on. Vertical speed is on. Altitude select mode engaged. I need to find a keybind to stop, or just stop having scroll wheel doing my mouse zoom, because that is going to drive me nuts. Alright, let's do 1200 feet per minute is our ascent rate. Alright, looking good. So you know what, I'm going to make it 1400. Because that should still be pretty good. Okay, so now go AP on. And we need to go nav. So you should correct us slightly to the left as we finish our SID. And we've got our altitude set for 14,000 feet. So on the climb. Now, if I remember correctly, there was, in the MFG, there's a weather overlay I can put on. There is indeed. There's the weather overlay. Now it is interesting, it is interesting that just looking at there you can sort of see where some of the photo reel actually has been merged together and hasn't been cleaned up very well. That is a challenge of using ortho, sort of actual proper photo reel imagery, is that every now and again if you can get join lines like that. So that one kind of needs to be fixed, I think.
Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 engine center continue as planned. Altimeter 29.78.
Can I just say also, just to again, it's the little attentions to detail, like no windscreen. Like, think of the windscreen on your car. It's not perfectly clean until you do this that one moment after you clean it, like after you wash your car. It's not. That's the only time it's ever perfectly clean. So, but normal day to day, it's not. It has some marks on it, and the aircraft, this cockpit is exactly the same like that, and that is again those little things about this sim that really stick out for me, and the fact that that kind of attention to detail has been paid to a default aircraft. We're not talking, we're not talking about an aircraft that cost more than the base sim does to buy here. We're talking about an aircraft that ships with the sim by default. Now, I haven't had a chance to play with, so far there's only been one payware aircraft that's been released for this sim, which has been Carinato's Cessna 182. I haven't given it a try yet. My good friend Belgio swears by it. He said he's very much enjoying it. But it's it'll be interesting to see what quality, where they sit in the framework as well. That's going to be very, very interesting, along with other developers like DC Designs that are coming to the marketplace very, very shortly as well. That just looks absolutely, like, it just looks absolutely stunning. Like, it genuinely does. And this sim just seriously just never ceases to amaze me about how amazing it can look. Say cheese! And it's, again, just looking at the way it naturally has that light changing through the clouds there. Absolutely amazing. Really, really good to see. Alright, guys. Now that we've got the autopilot on, let me have a look and catch up on chat again, guys, because I didn't quite get there before. Alright, let's have a look here. Hope you always the lawnmower engine, that's right. Put in a point option to turn on player titles. Oh, maybe. As I said, eventually I hope to program if not a keyboard. Apparently we can't use a keyboard command, but I'm hoping to use there's a sim connect command for it. Oh, 280 apparently now.
Climb and maintain flight level 280 day or Alpha 24.
Okay, 280. Ah. Okay, let's just get that climbing. This is going to drive me nuts, this scrolling. It is absolutely going to drive me nuts. Okay, there we go. I must admit, every now and again I see why the Tubeliner pilots like the fact that they've got an MCU, so they can just like type this in on like a keyboard and just press go. I see why some of y'all actually like that. So 1,000 feet per minute, ascent rate, looking the torque about 88%. We'll wind back that torque a little bit. There. Alright, there we go. Okay. Alrighty. Now, make sure I've got my... Now I can turn my landing taxi lights off, of course, turn those lights off now. Because we've definitely climbed well beyond any kind of interference altitudes. Alright, let me continue to catch up here. So Blackwell's, what did I do today? I worked all day today. And then I did some prep work. So those of you who may follow my YouTube channel as well, you would have started seeing already, and you'll see a few more, that I finally got around to getting most of my live stream recaps from the before launch. And now, sort of post-launch, they've started going live on my channel because they're starting to disappear off Twitch here. So you'll start seeing those go live. So basically, they are as they were here on the on Twitch, slightly shortened. I've taken out some of the breaks that I took. I've taken those out, but otherwise they're on YouTube. So I finally got those edited and scheduled those and put the cover images for those up. So you'll see those appearing over the next sort of 10-12 hours or so. Otherwise, just keeping very, very busy as always. 500 not air balloons doing barrel rolls. I'm sorry, Braytac. Yeah, you might be sorry about that, but I am not. I am not there at all. We all want DC3s, Necrosapien. We all want DC3s. There are a few being worked on, I do believe, at the moment, Red. There are a few being worked on. There's a couple that I really, really want. That's where we are. IFR is instrument flight rules. Is IFR for that one? So it's stars. Oh yes. Yeah, Brady, it's kind of like following waypoints, but it's a specific routing of waypoints to keep aircraft safe and that kind of stuff as well. Leaving on the crosswind, no worries.
Niner 907 your tree, 6 miles north. Descend and maintain 6,800 feet. Expect ILS Yankee runway 25 approach by Yankee Delta Mike 905
Was that for me?
20 DMER cleared to Yankee Delta Mike.
I'm really hoping that wasn't for me. Was that for me? No, it wasn't for me. Okay. You're gonna get your IFR rating or RPLs. Nice. Yeah, I still don't have my RPL rating. I never actually ended up going for it here in Australia. I may yet go for it. But for the short term, I haven't gone for it at the moment. But I've got a few hours. You never know. I might go for it soon. Coffee, aviate, navigate. Absolutely. RPL is a recreational pilot's license. So the equivalent in the US is sports pilot's license. The equivalent in Europe is the light sport license, or light pilot's license. You take pleasure in every Nova Wing mistake. Yes, we know you do, Necro. You also take pleasure in like giving me shock faces and trying to break me on a regular basis. No worries, Black Wolf. I hope you are feeling. I hope you're feeling better. Welcome back. I see that my chat is... This is why I love my chat and my community. This is why I love you all, because you're all so helpful and you will help each other out and welcome each other into this community. This is why I love you guys. You're awesome. In serious sounds like an asthmatic lawnmower. Oh, Necro, that is priceless. That is absolutely priceless, Necro. An asthmatic lawnmower. I am going to quote that to Belgium and see if he agrees with you. I will quote that. Does blood spatter... so, unfortunately, bird strikes appear not to be modelled at this time, Kiwi. I believe that the blood spattering on the windscreen is modelled in X-Plane. I want to say it's modelled in X-Plane. I know it's modelled in a mission in Flight Sim World, but I don't believe bird strikes are actually modelled at the moment in this sim, though I hope to see that soon. I think that would be cool. Yeah, I love, planes with more details, but it's always the opposite, which is why I think it's really fascinating with how Microsoft's gone with this. They've gone with a lot of detail on most airframes. I think, as I said, again, I can't quote this because I'm not really familiar with those airframes, but it seems that the consensus seems to be that the airliners are less detailed, but I'm looking at the TBM and talking with TBM pilots and the SLA aircraft, like the VL3. I actually been in contact with with a representative from JMB, the actual company that makes those aircraft, and they actually supplied me with a pilot handbook for the aircraft. And from what I can tell, it is an exact aircraft. Like it's everything is there. It's a specific subvariant of the VL3, but everything's there. And I need to actually, I'm hoping to actually get a member of that team to come on one of our live stream episodes in the future, to be able to chat about this aircraft. That is for me, I do believe. Didn't you just tell me to go to 28,000? Okay, so we need to go vertical speed, and we're going to need it for negative now. Okay, that was a bit weird, but anyway, okay. Yeah, so the VL3 it looks like it is exactly like the real thing, as I said, according to the pilot operating handbook that they've sent me. So I'm pretty impressed with it so far. And most of the, as I said, the GA aircraft in this sim, I really can't fault, and they fly and feel like the aircraft that I've been in and been in command of. So Yeah, I think it's pretty damn accurate.
Please expedite your descent to flight level 190.
It genuinely is. It does sometimes feel like it is a screenshot simulator, but it's just so goddamn beautiful. This sim, it's just so amazing, as well as feeling like the real thing. Wheels up. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Hello. A little more than I paid for. Let's do it. It's a generic default Carronado. Okay, that would probably explain it. That's very true there. And 2 other add-on panels, I think is nice.
8 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 210 generic. Report them in sight.
Oh, there we have traffic.
24 traffic in sight.
Oh, we have traffic coming off behind us, which is kind of cool.
Core Air 127
Um,
traffic is 1 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 200 to Air TBM 9.
uh,
In sight.
so the Logitech panels should be working, but I don't think they work. I think they only work if you use the. They don't work by default. You have to use another program such as SPAD Next to be able to make your panels correct to make them work.
1274 have the traffic.
Supermax77, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. It was asthmatic lawnmower. Apparently, it sounds like the Carronado 182. Apparently, there you go. So yeah, an ultralight license is a separate license. At least it is in Australia as well. It is a separate license as well. I think it's in something.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
Okay.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet to Air Alpha 24. Air Alpha 24 traffic alert. 8 o'clock, less than 1 mile, flight level 230.
So we do have TCAS. That's interesting.
Report them in sight. Air Alpha 24, you are 52 miles south. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect 4 DME runway 22 left approach via to do transition. Cleared to do.
Okay.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect 4 DME runway 22 left approach via to do transition. Cleared to do Air Alpha 24.
See, where did that?
Air Alpha 24 have the traffic.
It's like, where did that AI traffic go? Ah, there he is. So so that is a real life aircraft that's flying in because of FlightAware, and we got the traffic alert from ATC for it. That is so. We got no TCAS. So although TCAS seems to be in this sim, it doesn't actually seem to have the TCAS command. But you do get the ATC awareness and the ATC warning. So that's still kind of cool. The fact that it does acknowledge that you are sort of in proximity to each other. So that is still very, very interesting and worth noting as well. That is. So there you go. Alright, so just still catching up with chat here, guys. This is awesome. Wookiees. He's. I can tell he's excited about something. So Wookie's been a bit of a master of doing some stuff in the background for us all as a community. So we look forward patiently. I'm really excited about what he's done. I think it has something to do with multiple engines, as I think what he's just had a breakthrough on. So Braytech, if you are thinking of getting panels, and one thing I would suggest actually. If you get SPAD Next not only does it support physical panels, it also supports virtual panels or virtual FIPS. Those are really, really cool because you can actually have them. So you can either use it comes by default with several gauges, or you can purchase some or get a whole bunch of free ones as well. They'll actually act like a physical panel, but you put them on another monitor. So they're really, really cool. I use them a lot in Prepared. Haven't tried to use them here in MSFS yet, but in Prepared I find them really, really useful. So it is something to consider for you as well. Because even if you do get actual panels, you'll need that software anyway to make them work. The poor Panky Cat, yeah, I feel that one as well. Yeah, TCAS is only with AI rather with player because it doesn't. So other player aircraft don't register in the sim like traffic. At the moment, it doesn't even carry across in SimConnect connection either. So, for example, I can't see other players in Little Nav Map, but I can see the AI traffic in Little Nav Map for that one. That would be terrifying, Dread Midas. No, let's not do that. That would be terrible. No, we're not going to do that. And suddenly all the real planes are getting warnings about all the Simpires. That would be absolutely terrifying if that one is. No worries, Brotec. Happy to help. Happy to share knowledge, and it helps whenever we can here as a community. And thank you again to everybody here in the chat that helps each other out. That is awesome and absolutely wonderful to see every time I log in here. It is always great to see everybody helping each other out. ATC wouldn't just sound like asthmatic lawnmowers. They would be absolutely terrified, and they would be screaming at very, very loud. They make very, very loud, very terrified sounds would be coming from various ATCs there. Only in live and not in all player in their group, at least. I'm just imagining the number of phone numbers that would be wanting to be that ATC would be trying to give out for infractions. That would be hilarious. I'm familiar with it. Okay, no worries. Let me find a post for that. Let me grab a link for that. There we go. For those who are interested in the program I was talking about, that's a program there called SpadNext. As I said, full disclosure, I have a copy of that was supplied by the developer, but I have some issues with it every now and again, but overall I found it to be a fantastic piece of software. I don't currently use it with this sim, as I found that this sim I don't need to. And I think the only reason I would use it would be to do things like programming SimConnect commands that aren't necessarily automatic key commands. Like, for example, I'm hoping to be able to assign a command once I know the SimConnect variable to doing things like turning player labels on and off and stuff like that, because that's how powerful that tool can be. But it has a very, very steep learning curve. One of my issues with it is the documentation on it is rubbish. It has a very, very steep learning curve. But if you take the time, there are a couple of good YouTube tutorial videos. Take your time with it. It is, I believe, better than FSU IPC. It does essentially the same thing that FSU IPC does, better, and it does more than what FSU IPC can do as well. So there you go. Yeah, that's right. That's right there. Okay, let me have a look at these approaches, because I believe we should be coming in soon. Because I don't remember what approach did we get given. Jado approach looks like we're coming in on 04. Okay. Oh, no, so we're doing VOR DME on 22 right. That's interesting, because that is the opposite to what the real life traffic is using at the moment. Okay, let me pre-program this nav radio, because I want to program it to the ILS. Okay, so let's go with navcom. Okay, triple 1.
Engine center, Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 11,000 feet. Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 engine center, continue to do as planned. Altimeter 29er decimal 79er.
And 88 X-ray, so 1114. Okay.
Dair Alpha 24 contact Moscow approach on 130 decimal 0.
Okay, we're coming in there. We're really high up for this approach. This should be interesting. Okay.
Moscow approach Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 11,000 feet.
Let's look at
Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Moscow approach, continue to do as planned. Altimeter 29er decimal 79er.
Okay, let's select another runway for landing. Interesting how it doesn't even give me the option for 04 right. That's really interesting. Okay.
125.45 for day or Alpha 24.
Interesting. So you can't actually, if you get the ATC in charge, you can't actually change it.
Victor Alpha 24, 11,000 feet.
Alrighty.
November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 engine center continue to do as planned. Altimeter 29.79.
Now my question is, did this automatically update my plan as we went along? Let's have a look. PFD, no, I want to look at MFD. Let's go with procedures. Let's do approach. So approaching into RKJJ. So we want to change that to... Okay, remove. Okay, no, we don't want to do this one. Back, okay. Arrival, RKJJ, runway. Interesting that it's... Yeah, I need to spend more time studying these because this is always still... here we go. RKJJ, transition, VOR, DME. No, we're not using that. We use VOR, DME 22 right. And we're coming in, and we're doing the JADU transition, load and activate. Okay. Probably should have loaded and activated that a little while ago, probably. Would have been a good idea. Because that approach had us going way over there. So there you go. I've learnt something on this stream tonight that I need to do different. I need to pay more attention to my FMS. So let's head over this way. Because that's where the Jadu approach is. Wondering why it hadn't got me to descend yet when I was almost at the airfield. That would be why, because it's expecting me to go out here to... It had cleared me through to Jadu, and I hadn't actually program that approach in. But what I have done now tonight is I have now learnt how to program an approach on the fly with this aircraft. I will take it. So let's go this way. Let's go alt or hold on and sync heading, hold on, be on. Okay. Look at those clouds out there as well now as well. This is awesome. So you would have programmed the approach once the ATC assigns you the approach. So if we remember a few messages back as we were going over the straits, ATC actually said expect the Jadu approach for 22 right. Now because, again, this is one of the things, I don't normally fly Cessna Stars, I normally fly VFR. So it is not often that I actually fly these kind of approaches, so it's not something that I normally do, and or if I do, I normally just hand fly them. Or I'm around, I might be around an airport where I know some of the approach plates. But I don't know the approach plates for this one, and I didn't realise that the approach plates and the approach charts are actually programmed in here. So what I'm thinking might be is that I've noticed that not all approaches, not all SIDS and stars for all airports are actually loaded in here. So what it might be is that, although in the real world at the moment 04 right is the active, sorry, 04 left is the active. It might be a case of that the approach plates, why we couldn't shift to the ILS on 04 left, is the fact that the approach plates or the approach Cessna stars are not actually programmed in for this airport in the sim at the moment. And look at that weather. Absolutely amazing weather. Jake from Malibu, thank you very much for the follow. Great to have you on board. Thank you very much, XBig Big. It's not so much my chest is hurting at the moment. My blood sugars are going a bit. So I'm for those who may not know, I'm an insulin-dependent type 1 diabetic, and my blood sugar levels are not behaving very nicely tonight. So it does mean my chest to gut does get a little bit tight while I cope with them at the moment, and it does make me feel a little flushed. So thank you very much for your concern. I did check those levels before and take some correction doses, but it takes some time for those correction doses to kick in. So thank you for your concern. So Fake Wayne 8, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. So yeah, thank you for asking that one. So yeah, you program it. So once the approach plates you won't program once you've been assigned an approach from ATC. Navigraph. So yeah, Navigraph import the data from Jeppesen and give you approach plates. That's some of the information. But the approach plates themselves are actually freely available. You can get those. They are public information for critical to flight safety. Okay, let's have a look.
Climb and maintain 11,000 feet Dare Alpha 24.
Okay, vertical speed.
Dare Alpha 24 descend and maintain 11,000.
That'll be right. You tell me to descend just as you tell me to rise. Okay, cool.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet Dare Alpha 24.
And we're flying into a beautiful set of storms coming up very shortly. Alright, vertical speed is on. Let's go to nav holds, which we'll do on our correction course now. Just drift to the right, then correct back onto our nav course of the left here. Alright, still got our pitot heats are on, light tests are on, airframe de-icers are on, descending now, so I won't turn my inertial separators on just yet, but they will be coming on shortly. So let me have a look here. So there's no ILS, here, but there is what I do believe is a DME approach for this one. Which should be 114.4, I believe, is the nav frequency. So if we go back to our navcom, audio and radios, 114.4. 40. Go. Okay. Let me 1,500 feet per minute. There we go. Nice expedited descent. Capture altitude change. Sorry guys, just quickly. So no worries, Brad. As I said, this is what we're all about: sharing knowledge and growing together in this community. Why are you silly GPS? What are you doing? Why are you going that way? Wrong way. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go heading mode because obviously this thing is not going right. Because for some reason it's suddenly going the wrong way. We need to turn it back around this way. I was expecting it to intercept the path and head onto the next part of it, but obviously I was wrong. But yeah, not sure about when you say alt change for your LS, not 100% sure there for that one. Yeah, I'm thinking basically I'm going to go to, I'm going to essentially use my heading hold to go through to Jadu waypoint, and then I'll re-engage my FMS nav hold after that, I think, is what I'll do for that one. It kind of forms like half of a love heart, this approach plate, which is kind of cute and kind of interesting. Alright. Little few degrees over that way. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. I think and of course, this approach plate takes us into the storm, which, it kind of has to do for being part of the stream here. It kind of has to do that, but that's okay. This is part of what the one of the joys of doing live TV is. Exactly, it's definitely taking me the scenic route. Absolutely right. And I think as well, maybe it's looking at those. It's probably looking at those storm clouds and going, "Are you sure you really want to fly towards those storm clouds? Are you sure you want to do that?" To be fair, I'm not 100% sure we want to do that either. But that's what we're here to experiment with. As we get bumped around by heading through the exact same storm clouds as we just discussed. All right. I'm going to bring our heading around a little bit this way. I see why, because when I dropped in the Jadu approach, I had it starting at the Kamat waypoint, which is south of us. That's why it's showing the pink line so going all the way down there. That's why, because it had the Kamat waypoint as the initial start of the Jadu approach plate. Right, now that makes sense. So I just had a look at I just got the approach plate up on another screen here, and I'm like, okay, now I see what the approach plate's trying to send me. That's what it is. So I guess we're going to be pretty much hand flying this for the rest of this approach, but there we go. It's going to be awesome. Alright, so we get to go through some pretty amazing, pretty terrible weather. Okay. Getting ready for the good stuff. Question is, can we, as suggested, would we be able to set up waypoint info, flight plan, okay, there we go, so we're good. Okay, so hopefully it should pick up when we hit the Jadu waypoint that we're back on course then, and we should be right to go after that. So, hopefully, let's see. Alright, I'm going to go AP off. I'm going to hand fly now. Possibly not the best thing to do in this weather, but that's okay.
Air Alpha 2-4 contact engine. 29.45 for Dair Alpha 24. Engine center Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is out of 7,300 feet for 7,000 feet. Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 engine center continue to do as planned. Altimeter 29.81.
Alright, watching that, trying to neaten that turn hopefully.
Dair Alpha 24 contact Moscow approach on 130.0. 130.0 Dair Alpha 24. Moscow approach Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 7,100 feet. Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Moscow approach continue to do as planned. Altimeter 29.81. Dair Alpha 24 contact engine center on 125.45.
Okay. You know, it's definitely a little bit of pucker factor just watching those different layers of clouds there going, yep, that's going to be, this is going to be a bumpy approach.
November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is at 7,300 feet, descending 7,000 feet. Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 engine center continue to D058Q as planned. Altimeter 29.81.
Alright, so ATC's cleared us through to the next waypoint, so it'll be interesting to see if my GPS picks up that we've got to this waypoint or not.
Dair Alpha 24 contact Moscow approach on 130.0.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to, but we'll see. We're about to find out.
130.0 Dair Alpha 24. Moscow approach Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is out of 7,400 feet for 7,000 feet. Dair November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Moscow approach continue to D058Q as planned. Altimeter 29.81.
It's going to be really interesting as I said, there's no ILS on the runway they're vectoring us to, so don't have anything for that. Now I believe I've coded the DME in, so I should be able to arc the DME. But I have not flown an arc DME approach in a sim or in real life. I've never flown one in real life, and I haven't flown an arc DME approach in a sim for 5-6 years. The last time I did an arc DME approach, so this is going to be fun. Alright, yep, didn't pick up the waypoint change because I still didn't go to Kermit or Camel, so I'm going to have to hand fly this, referencing the MFD here. So sorry chat, and sorry guys, I'm not going to be able to be with you just yet. It's because I'm still not familiar enough with this Garmin to be able to sort of force it to the next waypoint. Do I feel like maybe if I can select... So that one should be 5,000 feet, I think. No, okay. 7,000 feet. I can't even sort of select that as the active waypoint, which is really annoying. Okay. Direct. Oh, here we go. Direct to. No. Okay. No, cancel. Damn. Okay. It's because I thought if I could go sort of press that and go direct to that, then I could have done this one. But if I go that direct to. No, cancel. Okay. Well, that's for another day to learn that one. Now we're going to focus on this approach for now. Alright. Not drop out of those. Still haven't, as you see, clear, still hasn't cleared us below 7,000 yet, so I'm a little bit below my assigned altitude. Okay. better start clearing me to a lower altitude shortly because we're about to go to the outer edge of the approach line.
You are 300 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 7,000 feet altimeter 29.80. Climb and maintain 7,000 feet Dair Alpha 24.
Okay. The A01. Right above the top of the cloud layer there. Cloud layer is sitting nice and flat at 7,000. There we go. There's a descent to 5,000 feet coming into the top of the approach line.
Maintain 5,000 feet Dair Alpha 24.
Okay, throttle's back. Still starting to come back on this one.
Dair Alpha 24 descend and maintain 4,300 feet. Descend and maintain 4,300 feet Dair Alpha 24.
Alright, bring the throttles right back for this one. Start bleeding off that airspeed.
Descend and maintain 3,300 feet Dair Alpha 24.
Alright, coming in. Nearly at the top of the approach line. This is going to be pretty terrible weather. Looks like at the moment I'm hoping it's not going to be all the way down to minimums because, as I said, there is no ILS on the runway that we're coming in on. So this could be really, really interesting. Okay. Oh, hey, hang on. I think we're punching through the bottom of the clouds here. Okay. 3,800. Start the turn. $3,500. Was there assigned altitude for the approach plate? Be nice if we could go a little bit lower, guys. Let's see if we can see if they get grumpy at us from 3,000. Okay. Okay, definitely want to go too much lower because we've got that whopping great big mountain just in front of us. Okay, it's doing around about 180. I want to go for around about 160, 170 knots at the moment while we're still, before we put the gear out. Now, let me just check that altitude we were assigned. 3,300 feet was our assigned altitude. Let me climb back up a little bit. Okay, there's that. There we go. Okay. Not quite as picturesque as the flight as I was expecting here today, guys, but it's alright. We still have another leg to go after this. As I said, we promised that we'll do, because you separated, you all chose the two airports uniquely, or combined. So we will go on to the second airport tonight. Though I will definitely need a refill of a coffee break between flights, guys. So you will have to bear with me once we get on the ground. And it will give me a chance to answer chat as well. So thanks for sticking with me, everyone. I will be with you very, very shortly. Hopefully.
And maintain 2,900 feet Dair Alpha 2.
Alright, there we go. Building's popping out now. Runway, there we go. Airport slightly over to our left there, so we can start over. It looks like we can do a visual approach now. Whew! I was worried about those minimums there for a bit. Alright. Gear traveling.
Air Alpha 24, you are 10 miles northeast of Guangzhou. Contact Guangzhou Tower on 118.0.
Neutral separators are on.
Inbound on the approach. Tower on 118.05 Air Alpha 24.
Okay.
Guangzhou Tower Dayer November Oscar Victor Alpha 249 miles northeast inbound 4 DME runway 22 left approach.
22 left. Has a really odd arc semi-through for 22 left. That's a crossover arc. That's a bit odd. I was expecting 22 right, not 22 left.
Cleared 4 DME runway 22 left approach Dayer Alpha 24.
Okay. All the apartment blocks popping in. It's just, wow, there's so many. One of the things that always amazed me about South Korea is how densely populated it is. Alright, bring our throttles back down. Okay. Raise the nose, let the SB bleed off a little bit so we can put the flaps out. Okay. It's amazing just looking at all these apartment blocks. As I said, it's one of the things it does. As I said, I just said it before. As I said, how densely populated, yet also how open it is. Like we've flown over some amazingly open, beautiful areas, while also seeing now like these densely populated cities as well. Such an amazing juxtaposition here in South Korea. Okay, bring up that airspeed. Little high on this approach. Let the altitude bleed off a little bit. There we go. Landing assured. Last stage flaps out, trim out. Still too many whites. Alright. Trim up. Power spool. Watch the spool. There is that lag on the turbo. And throttle idle, flare, watch the descent rate, hold up, hold it off, down, lower the nose wheel, gently roll out. I think we've got a cross taxiway coming up ahead, no beta required, gently tapping the brakes. Alrighty. Now I see one of our co-pilots, one of our fellow aviators, has definitely beat me to the airstrip. As we taxi off here, we'll taxi to our parking.
Dayer Alpha 24 contact ground on 121.8. Going to 121.8 Dayer Alpha 2.
Alrighty. Back going on there? Okay. Alright, while we're taxiing, we'll clean the aircraft up. I still... I know that, there are still some... And a lot of people sort of complain about that, oh, this building's wrong, or, this single thing has a huge tree there and whatever. But I must admit that the fact that, we have to, so many people are picking so many insignificantly tiny holes in this sim across an entire planet is sort of like mind-blowing that people have to get to that kind of detail of, like, literally I saw one guy say, oh, the color of the roof of my house is wrong, and I'm like, I looked at this guy and I was like, really? Like, you actually, your issue with this sim that covers the entire planet Earth with 37,000 airports, with all these aircraft, and your issue with it is the fact that the color of the roof that the AI has put at your house, which by the way is in the right position, is a different color roof. Like, I'm like, if that's the level that some people are having to go to actually complain about this sim, I am genuinely, it makes me ever more impressed with this sim and what they've managed to do out of the box with it. It genuinely has, because I'm just like, that is just crazy talk. Alright, let's see if we can taxi up. We took a bit of a shortcut with the with our parking there, but that's okay. Alright. Taxiing around. There we go, and secure. Parking brake is on.
Aural warning, okay.
Feather and fuel cut off. Flaps are cleaned up. There we go. Lights are off. Beacon is off. Avionics bus 1 and 2 is off. Battery alternators are off. Crash bar down. Fuel pump set to off. Ignition set to off. Starter is off. AP trims set to off. Fuel select set to manual. And we, folks, are done. There we go. Excellent. That was a eventful flight. Learned a few things about the autopilot there. Let us quickly, let me quickly catch up on chat here, folks, and then we will plan a second leg for tonight. So, as I said, a bit of a longer stream than we normally do, but a good chance for us to all catch up. Thank you for bearing with me. As I said, I'm going to have to, my mouth's a bit dry, as I said, just from my my glucose levels being a bit messed up at the moment today. But let me quickly catch up on chat here, and then we will do our second leg of our flight tonight as we head on to the other airport chosen by chat here tonight. Alright, let me see what everybody's saying tonight. Here we go. Wow, you guys are all a bit busy. This is awesome. Next waypoint, so left is 0 and 5, yeah. Yeah, it's never someone. I don't know. Some people had a good experience. Well, had the experience of flying through Laura, and others didn't. We chose last night to not flow through there. We went through Storms in Ireland instead. It's just, it didn't feel right for me to be going through Laura as once it crossed landfall. If we'd streamed when it was still offshore, it probably would have been okay. But as it crossed landfall, well, then it just didn't feel right, so we didn't stream it for that one there. Blazer Game 007, hello, welcome to the stream. You finally got the game, yay, that is awesome. I wasn't quite in the middle, no, but it was definitely a storm that we were through in the middle, that's right. My cat is awesome, thank you, Black Wolf, that's awesome. Swizz84, thank you for the follow, welcome to the crew, great to have you on board. Dreadmidas, that is exact. It's not the last time I've done a DME approach, but it was the first time I did a DME approach in a sim. Was Microsoft Flight. It was the DME approach to, what was it? Was it 2-7 out in Honolulu? Was that the DME arc that we had to fly? And that was one of the landing challenges with the RV4. That was wow. No eyes allowed. Take care. Good night. You're probably already gone by now, but that's cool. You directed to yeah. I said yeah. I just couldn't get the direct to work. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I couldn't get it there. You can join in and heckle. You're welcome to heckle there as always. Lee chat. So yes and no. It depends on the type of flight. As Lorath has said there, it depends on the type of flight that you're doing, type of aircraft as well, and what you're doing through that as well. Pretty much, Braytech, that is absolutely correct. Yeah, all pilots avoid clouds where possible, but if you're only VFR rated, you absolutely do not go anywhere near clouds at all. You don't even think about it. You have no idea what the tower is telling me. That's all right. That's all part of learning, Blazer Game. That is all part of learning for this one. That really is. Toby. sorry, Toby. Yeah, but next time we play Sky Knights, I'm sure you'll shoot me down with the AM9. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Great to have you on board, mate. Turboprops, that's right. Yeah, it will make you remember. Yeah, that is true. That is very true, Laureate. I'm kind of jealous sometimes of controller flies because they can actually do that one. That is cool. Trip, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you, buddy. That is great for you. Okay, let's have a look here because I'm pretty sure. Okay, so here's one thing, guys. I'm always more than happy to so True Bogan, this is directed directly at you. Okay, so here's the deal, mate. I am very much supportive of everybody in our hobby. I really want everybody to have a great time, to support time. I want people to learn, and I want us to be an opening and welcoming community. I kindly ask that you do not promote yourself in another streamer's stream. Dude, that is not cool. That is not okay in any way, shape, or form. So, thanks for playing, but you won't be around this stream anymore. I really hope that you have a great time in Flight Simulation. I hope you enjoy Flight Simulation. But as a one streamer to another, that is beyond rude. Okay? So, thanks for playing. The color of the roof immersed your immersion. I know, Rocky. I know, right? It's crucial. Look, yeah, the update's going to be interesting. I think the update seems to mostly be targeted a few things, but yeah, it's not too bad with that one there. Mess up. I know they mess up the colors of the guys' roofs. How dare them? Exactly right. I know, this is the thing, that if people are picking up that kind of stuff, it shows to the depth and quality of the game, of the sim. It really, really does. So that's cool. Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to take a couple of minutes break here, and then we'll restart and we'll head on to the next airport for our stream tonight. So, guys, I'll leave you with that beautiful view. I will be back in about probably about 2 to 5 minutes. So, actually, probably it'll be 5 to 8 minutes. We'll be back with. So, see you shortly, guys. So I see, hello everybody, right, I'm back. I see Drift Physic is doing his wheelies around the place at the moment. Everybody, we have a very special guest who I see while I've been grabbing my coffee has just joined the chat. Everybody, please say hello to Rakina. Rakina is my fiance. So she has stopped by to say hello. So everybody say hello to Rakina. This is great, everyone. Hello, everyone. Okay. While everybody is waiting, Rakina, let's get ready for our next departure. So I'm going to jump back into the main menu, and we are going to see what next one be. Emotes are here! Yay! Oh, Braytech, I love it! I'm hoping that she is still here, because I saw her name in chat there, but obviously I wasn't sure. She must have been while I was getting my coffee. Alright guys, so of course we said that we were moving on to our next polls. So of course our next one is going to be heading on to Gimhae International. We'll be heading on to next. Alright, so let's zoom down here. So we're going to set our ramp 41 as my departure. Excuse me. Alright, and then we are heading over to Gimhae International. We'll set it as our arrival. We'll do our low altitude airways. Yeah, we'll do the one that we got. So we can go back along the coastline. It'll actually be quite nice. And then we've got an approach arrivals. So we'll try and remember to actually to put the approach plate in earlier for that one. Have I flown many around Australian cities? I have flown around a few of the Australian cities. Sydney, Brisbane. We flew around Perth as well. Perth was pretty well done. I believe it was dated to be around about 2019, the photo imagery there. Sydney, a bit hit and miss. Very miss with the fact that there's no Sydney International Airport there. Oh, sorry, Sydney Harbour Bridge was very, very disappointing. 10 more minutes of watching. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, but you can catch us on the VOD. It'll be okay. Alright, that's it. I think we should be able to do... Let's check our weight and balance with our fuel. 50% fuel again. Should be fine. That is good. Okay, looking, that's fine. Okay. Alright, let me update this one. Because, of course, we are changing to new place for this one. So RKJJ, and then we're heading to RKPK today. PK, there we go. Alright. So for everyone who is wanting to join us, please feel free to put in ! flight and get all the different answers there. Go on a different plane. Yeah, okay. You know what? Maybe we... Okay, you know what? I still want to go with the King Airs. Sorry, I still want to go with the turboprops. So it's either King Air or Caravan. I think we're going to go King Air. You requested a plane before. Let me. What did you request before? Let me have a look at my little. I have a little list of things that have come through. Let me have a look. Yeah, the A320. Sorry, Drift. No, you don't get the A320. You don't get the A320 tonight. As I said, it is an option that you can redeem, but it's a lot more points that you have to do there. Yeah, so any of the photogrammetry cities, you can't fly under the cities. Sorry, you can't fly under the bridges. So there we go. All right, so King Air it is, guys. Let me update that one. So yeah, we will be flying. So we won't be flying at 300 knots indicated. Then we'll do it about 240. And King Air 350. Let me just update that. If I can spell correctly is always a good thing there as well. There we go. Submit. Done. Okay, there we go. So let's go with the King Air tonight. That's set. Alright, so we'll do the southern route. We'll do that one. Looking good. Nav logs. Check our altitude. We don't want to go 5,000 feet. So we want to be going a lot higher than that because we're doing that one. So let's go with... We didn't need to get up to 28,000 feet last time. So let's go with 22,000 feet for our nav today. Because we should get it there in a little bit of time. Alright folks, so for those who want to do this one, let's have a do this flight tonight. Alrighty. Okay, alright. Yeah, the King Air is a beautiful aeroplane. It is a beautiful aeroplane. That's what tail dragger. we love flying our Cubs and our tail draggers in this sim, but we maybe not want to go to cover a couple of hundred nautical miles. I think we may not fly a Cub in that. The Cub's a lot of fun for doing river runs and stuff. Actually, you know what? We should definitely take Cubs and explore Washington State. I think we should definitely do that in a future stream. In fact, folks, I'm going to have a first couple of my reviews of some of the add-ons coming out for Microsoft Flight Sim will be coming out very shortly as well. We'll be having a look at and comparing the default to the new of the Frasca Field will be coming out very shortly as well as some of the Orbix airports. So look for those coming out on my YouTube channel over the next couple of weeks. Alrighty, let's get everything lined up now. And carbon, I'm just going to accept that I'm always going to call it a Carbon Cub, even though it's not necessarily, there's not a Carbon Cub in this. I'm always going to call it that because I flew Carbon Cub so much inside of MSFS. So it's always going to be that thing where I'm going to do that. Okay, so let's move prop, leave that on feather at the moment. Okay, so let's hide this one. All right, go with our checklists. Alright, parking brake is on. Alright, before engine start checklist. Parking brake is set. Power levers set to idle. Prop RPM levers set to prop max. Condition levers set to fuel cutoff. Check. Battery switch set to on. Okay. Right. Engine ignition set to on.
November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is cleared to Gimhae Airport as filed. Take off runway 4 left climb and maintain 9,000 feet.
Alright.
Departure frequency
And 1 when it hits 12%.
Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 cleared to Gimhae Airport as filed. Take off runway 4 left climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure on 124.0 squawk tree 571.
Engine cat, engine spooling.
Is correct. Contact ground on 121.8 when ready to taxi.
50% N1, engine starter is set to off. Condition lever set to high idle. Generator set to on. Left engine procedure. Left engine starter set to on. Waiting for 12%. 12% engine 12%. Low idle.
Guangzhou ground Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 requesting pushback. Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 pushback request accepted.
At least I'm a little bit more forgiving of the pushback on a King Air because the prop isn't at the front. Alright, ITT is over 50%, starter is off, left gen is on, alternator avionics buses are on. Alright, now we've got our anti-ice on, so pitot heats left and right are on. Okay, de-ice is good, windshield anti-ice is set to on, set to high, ice protection prop is on, engine is on. Initial separators are on. Parking brake released during pushback. There we go.
Guangzhou ground Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 requesting the end of pushback. Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 requesting.
I think Rio Roche Harbour might be a good one to do that one up there. No, yeah, I know. No strobe before engine start. I realised that as I was looking out. I was like, nope, I didn't turn my, I didn't put my beacon on before engine start. That was not good for me. Mind you, to be fair, I think the way pretty much all of us fly in a sim, I think none of us would have our licenses. Just saying for that one.
via taxiway Alpha Beechcraft Alpha 24.
Okay, which is full. Alright, oh that's right, because I need to turn my taxiways back on. Nav aid, cylinder, taxi ribbon is on. There we go, apply. There we go, okay. So we've got a different taxi path today. Alright, let's spool up, parking brakes off, taxi out. Unplayable, is it? Alright, so Cass will take it home. Another one of those flight simmers, yeah. It would be so hilarious, like sort of going back to that that thing. If the servers ever got messed up and suddenly ATC started seeing all these flight simmers appearing on their screens from ADSB, it'd be like, yep, okay, there's going to be all these numbers trying to be given out by ATC. It's like, yeah, nope, flight simmers are not going to care about those. David Stevens 300, hello, welcome to the stream. I am doing mixed, actually. We're having a lot of fun here on stream. Health wise, I'm a little bit messed up. That looks like awfully like a helipad that doesn't have a H on it, just saying at the moment, that one there. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna watch that speed on our taxi there. All right, now let's while we're taxiing, let's review our comms to check what our departure altitude was that they'd given us as part of our, so 9,000 feet was the initial departure altitude we were given. So we'll preset that into our departure here. So let's preset our altitude to 9,000. feet. Alright, now I do need to change my navigation source. So we'll click here, CDI source, change that to FMS. They are really good questions there, Braytech, and I am guessing nobody else except that Gamer Tag would be able to answer that question. It's one of the, as I said, one of the mixed things about having the multiplayer servers on as we do. I know, right? That's something. So that's a funny thing, actually. I remember talking to various people about this, and just sort of say, so often, in group flights and stuff like that, I'd actually have a notepad next to me, and in the brief time where I did fly online with an online multiplayer network, I actually had a notepad and a pencil next to me. So I'd actually write down all the instructions and stuff like that. And people would say to me, "Well, why would you do that?" I said, "Well, because in a cockpit you do exactly that. Like my dad taught me that. He always had a notepad, like a kneeboard, that he would actually write things down from ATC and stuff like that, so he'd get his readbacks correct, especially when he was learning to fly, or if he was working in an unfamiliar area, he would actually write all that down. And it's a perfectly valid thing to do. So real pilots do it, so it's no reason why we can't either. And something else to remember as well is that one of the challenges of having, and I was talking to a real world A320 pilot about this actually today. And it was discussing that one of the challenges, one of the things about he found always perplexing about flight simmers is that they basically took to doing, pretty sure that tower's not supposed to be there, but anyway, they kept, flight simmers would often, especially when it comes to things like, the tube liners, when you're flying a tube liner, you're replicating not a single crew op. So Airliners are multi-crew. They always have the very minimum. They have a pilot in command, and they have a first officer as a very minimum. So it's really interesting when all these flight simulators people who take themselves perhaps may take themselves a little too seriously. Always talk about saying, "Oh, I do all this sort of stuff. I'm a better simmer because I do all this stuff." It's like, well, actually, in real world, no, you're not. You're not a good pilot because there's a lot of stuff that there's a reason why you have two crew, particularly in larger aircraft, because it is such a complex beast. You do things like cross-checking and checklists and stuff like that as well. So it is still very important to sort of remember when we think about doing stuff like that. All right, let's take you out here on here to 04 left. I'll taxi up a little bit further, as it looks like we've got one more to join us here on the runway. Well, one's taxiing there at the hold short point. Yeah, good chance to look outside and take some beautiful screenshots there. I'm still impressed with with this airport in Korea, and it just looks absolutely amazing. It's all just default as well, and it's just, as I said, this is all AI generated. It's not a handcrafted airport or anything like this. Nothing of that we visited so far tonight. It's any of the handcrafted or exclusive stuff. This is all just out of the box sim experience that we've had, that we can have as part of this, even as part of the basic edition. All right, guys. So chat, apologies. I will catch up with you very, very shortly, but let's get into the air. Alright, make sure all our checks here looking good. Beta, first notch of flaps. Throttles forward, brakes off. Time to depart. I was going to say, I hope this King Air in front of me is rolling. Airspeed is alive. Rudder authority. "90 knots. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. "300 feet. Flaps up. Little bit of the drop there. Keep our positive rate.
Beechcraft Alpha 24 contact Guangzhou departure on 124.0.
Alright.
Going to 124.0 Beechcraft
So,
Alpha 2.
flight director is on. Your dampener is on.
Departure, Beechcraft, November
Vertical
Oscar,
speed
Alpha
is
2
on.
at 1,000 feet, climbing 9,000 feet. Beechcraft, November Oscar, Victor Alpha 2
Okay.
departure continue as planned. Altimeter 290.
Nav is on. AP is on. FMS is on. Retard down that there. There we go. Back onto course. There we go. Beautiful climb out there. Watching the engine torque. Make sure we don't over torque the engine. Looking good on the props. Okay, inertial separators can come off now. Yeah, still got. We make sure we got our engine anti-ices on. Look at how beautiful that sunshine is just picking up the instrumentation here as well. There we go. All right. Pull back the torque. That's right. Yeah. So it's yeah. So the inertial separator sort of does. Once you turn that off, you do have to watch the spike in engine torque that comes out of that. Now I think I'm going to increase our rate of climb. No, 1,200 feet per minute should be good. Watch the fuel as we come through here. Actually, having said that, I do want to go a little bit closer. I want to make sure I clear those mountains ahead. Okay, so everything after takeoff. Checklist is complete. Gear up, flaps up. Inertial separators are off. Course plotted. Check our anti-ice systems are all on. Pitot heat's on. Stall warning heat is on. Airframe de-ice is good. Okay. Now that we've done that, we can now get back to have a catch up with chat again. Always good. Okay. So let me head over here and have a chat to chat. It's great to have you guys there. Okay, let's have a look here. 100 Cessna 172s just appearing on Sound IDC's radar. That would be terrifying. Black Wolves, welcome back. Great to have you back on board. We are still flying, which is always good. I said always love to keep flying. Oh, that's right. As I said, you'll get there, Braytek. As I said, trust me, it all comes with time and time and patience. It's very much a skill that you get to practice. So, welcome to a new world, really. Oh, look, and look, Rockview. So this is the thing. Although the ATC has its issues in this sim, if you listen to the cadence and the kind of information that gets said and talked about from the Azure AI ATC in this sim, you get an idea of what the information that you need to listen for. And in that regard, it's still really good. There are a couple of other programs out there that you can get to simulate real ATC that actually work dynamically. They're not cheap, though, just to be honest. They are not cheap at all. I was quickly going to check to make sure that I'm not going to hit a mountain. No, we're good. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to hit a mountain. So there are a couple of programs you can do that. But I said, really, at the end of the day, listen if you can. Listen to... There's a couple of places where you can listen to ATC online. Tune into those and just listen. Listen to the type of information and how it's changed as well. One important thing to remember as well is that you can ask ATC to repeat, to read back, and also to repeat, and also to slow down. One of the things a lot of student pilots get frustrated with, or slash get put off by, is how fast everything moves when you're speaking with ATC. But you can actually specifically, they are required, if you request them to slow down and repeat something, they have to slow down what their cadence or what they're saying, because just like simming in virtual aviation, not all real-world pilots are at the same level at the same time. So just, yeah, never forget that when you are going up to fly for real. Dreadmidas, no worries, take care. Thank you very much for sticking some by. It was great to have you on board here. Fremy87, hello, welcome to the chat. Great to have you here. Where we left the passengers. No, they're the invisible man, that's all. No worries, Vash. Take care, my friends. Relax. Look after yourself first is the most important thing, as we always say here in the chat here. Very kind of Braytek. Everybody is always aviating, navigating, and communicating, but it's always about cross-checking what everybody's doing, or the certain duties will be handed across to different parts of what you're doing. It is a lot of fun to listen to ATC. It really is. The night is going well as always. Here in chat, always is going well. They absolutely, they can be very understanding of student pilots. It also helps when they know that it's student pilots that they're dealing with. Ozbuffnatic, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. I want to throttle back. I want to make sure I don't over torque or overspeed the airframe because we are getting awfully close to our VNE at the moment. Let me quickly check. Did he just give us permission to... So, fly and maintain 2200, right, so I do have to go up in altitude. Alright. Alright, 2981. Okay, unfortunately, as Vash pointed out, was a couple of people pointed out in the chat the other night, you can only change the barometric pressure on the SFD, but not on the PFD at the moment. So hopefully that will be changed very, very soon. Just getting that bumpy as we getting a little bit of chop as we're passing through those cloud layers and over the mountain range there. So a bit of a fun flight here, flying with that one there. No worries, Paul. Thank you very much. That's okay. I'm glad you're enjoying flying in the sim. That is more important. We'll definitely try to have a good weekend. We will be back here for a Saturday stream. Otherwise, I'm running 21Ks on Sunday, so there will be no Sunday stream. Did you ever... No, I never did go to the Macca's in King Street in the sim. I did not. I never did. Sorry, Oz. I did not do that. Do I ever go to the Macca's in King Street? Is that the... is that the one near the Big W in Newcastle town there? Is that the one there? Yes, they are storm clouds. Absolutely, Braytech. They are storm clouds. Interestingly enough, a big difference between... One of the differences between the King Air and the TBM we were flying earlier tonight is the TBM is fitted with a weather radar, a working weather radar. The King Air 350, there is a radar option when if you purchase the aircraft, but it doesn't seem to be modelled, at least not yet, in this aircraft. So hopefully we'll see it in the future. Oh, okay, no worries. I don't go there very often. I don't go to McDonald's very often at all because they don't have a gluten-free menu. But every now and again I drop by for either there or the one at Williamtown for a coffee. Every now and again there, so there you go. Black Wolves, it absolutely. Well, as I said, as we've said before, it is absolutely coming to Xbox. We don't know when it's coming to Xbox, but we do know it is coming to Xbox at some point. Hello, come on, up you come. Up here. Do you want to say hello to everybody on stream again? Okay, my co-pilot has returned to join us. Oh, come here. Do you want head scritches? Head scritches. Okay. We are flying a King Air. Are you going to be my co-pilot for the rest of tonight? Yes. So this is my ferry co for everybody who hasn't met Austin before. This is Austin. He is one of my co-pilots. He is the inspiration for one of the emotes that we have here as part of the channel here, that you get as being a subscriber on the channel. Yes, hello, fluffy one. Yes, yes. Whoop! Careful. You don't want to. We don't want to disturb the virtual flight path of a virtual aeroplane. Fluff. Yes, he is very fluffy. He is my chumpy one. Walkabout. Yes, yeah. He's normally pretty good about not pushing stuff off the desk. I'm more mindful of his brother. His brother is the inspiration for the grey cat emotes that you see. He is the one that is more likely to push stuff off desks and tables. Also, how cool! Just looking, how cool. Oh, sorry, Austin. I'm going to have to grab the controller. Sorry, Austin. How cool do those storm clouds look? Like, seriously, how cool do they look? They're awesome. Come here, dear. Okay, you come here for snuggles. Okay. Alright, let's jump in because I said always need to make sure of that our aircraft's doing this. We should be coming up on, we've still got about 10,000 feet to run on our climb here. Good solid climb rate, not over torquing the engine. amazing view going through that clouds, though. That is just epic, awesome viewing. And because we remembered to make sure that all of our heating services were energized before we took off, we shouldn't get too much in the way of icing as we're passing through those clouds. Right, and starting to over to the right a little. You know, I said that he doesn't push stuff off the desk, and yet he was just pouring at a little holder I have for my phone when I'm talking to Rakina, and he was like, swat, swat, swat. I'm like, mm-hmm. Alright, okay. Absolutely amazing. So there we go. Doubtful the physics for the sim launch, but after trying, I think it's absolutely Walkabout Creek Gaming. So look, this is the thing is that I always say is that now, is it going to be exactly, absolutely 100% like real life? No, because the only thing that's going to be 100% real life is getting behind the yoke and actually going out into the real world. However, this is having used many different desktop simulators and simulation software over the years, as well as actual professional level D simulators that are actually, that are certified for flight training. This is by far the most immersive and the closest to reality for a desktop sim. Like you cannot beat. In terms of desktop simulators, there is nothing that comes close to this and the level of quality that this one has. Nothing comes close, especially not out of the box. Like, and here's something that I always want to stress here, is that for all the people that complain about the systems of the A320 aren't 100% accurately modeled. It's like, okay, so the first question I always ask those people is that how much time do you have in a actual A320? Like, I'm not talking the Tolis one, I'm not talking the Flight Factor one, I'm not talking the Aerosoft one, I'm talking an actual Airbus Industries 1-to-1 scale, like real life A320. I said, tell me how much time you spent in that aircraft, or at the very least in an Airbus Industry. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you enough head scratches. Tell me how much time you spent in that aircraft, and then come back and talk to me about how accurate it is. Now, as I said, I can't speak for the A320s. I can speak for Cessna 172s, Cessna 152s, King Airs, a Polaris PC-21, which in some ways is similar to a PC-20 to a TBM 930, and a couple of little Technams, which correspond to some of the sports-light aircraft, and I've got time in a Jabiru. So all of those aircraft have equivalents here in the sim, and their equivalents here in the sim behave exactly as I would expect, right down to the fact that a smooth autopilot flight is not smooth. You still feel bounces and stuff like that. Are you right there? Ow, I need to trim your claws, I think. Okay, alright, okay. Ow! So, I sort of look at that and go, okay, you know what, you need to, okay, you need to move. Oh, come here, fluffball. Come here. Mwah. Okay, come here. Ah! Come here. There we go. See? Oh. If I suddenly disconnect, I'm sorry. There we go. See? That's better. Now I can give you scritches, and you're not clawing up Daddy's leg. There you go. That's better. So, and I speak to those and I go, okay, so are there some issues? Yes. So I find that the ILS systems in the Garmin G1000s that are here in the model in the sim are very hit and miss. Some of the avionics behaviors aren't right, but and so there's a couple of those things wrong with that. But the way the aircraft flies, the engines, the fact that the time it takes a PT6 to hit 13% N1, that's right in this sim. It's not right in Prepared. It's not right in X-Plane. It is right in this one. It takes the correct amount of time to hit N1, to hit 12% N1. Because if you let it go too much longer, then the engine cooks.
Beechcraft Alpha 2 for descent and maintain 9,000 feet.
Okay. Oop. Oh, that's weird.
9,000 feet Beechcraft Alpha 2 for. Air Coach 819 you are 53 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect 4 DME Alpha.
That's awkward. Oh, you know what? I bet I didn't turn the oxygen on. I didn't turn the oxygen on, so it's now... No? Okay, no. That's awkward. I think we found that apparently this sim occasionally does not like...
Beechcraft Alpha 2 4, please expedite your descent to 9,000 feet.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay. No, it just needed a minute to load the textures back in. There you go. Okay. Expedite decisions down. Okay, alright. Let's go with FMS. Okay, AP on. Okay. Okay, we'll expedite our descent down to 9,000. Okay, back to flight idle. I thought I'd set my cabin pressure. Yeah, I'm really going to have to expedite that descent if I'm going to be this close. Okay. I'm good. Okay, let me have a look at the comms here, because I want to make sure what's the approach that they've assigned me. Alright, that's Incheon. Feet. Okay, so they haven't assigned us an approach other than, so it looks like it's going to be a visual approach, it looks like. So we're loving the creaks of this aircraft as we're because we're bucking through those winds, and then because we're descending at a fairly high, because I'm expediting my descent. My speed's sort of creeping towards our VNE, so it's really interesting sort of hearing the creaks of the airframe when we're doing that. Even with our de-icing prepped and on, we did end up getting a bit of icing coming through there, so... But the air's already warming as we're descending, which is good. Alright. Okay, gives me a chance to quickly catch up on chat for a second. Yeah, it's yeah, I think that the issues will get there as well. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I know they talked about modeling hypoxia. I think some of the aircraft, I think sometimes they do. I'm not 100% sure about hypoxia. I have experiences every now and again where it feels like they're modeling hypoxia, and then other times where they're not. I'm not 100% sure. I'm still working my way through it. Yeah, just keep changing the view. Okay, yeah, we got that there. Windows frozen trigger control ultimately. Well played, Kiwi. Well played. Well played. Well played on that one. Oh, look, you do. Look, absolutely. That is a great way to approach it, Braytech. Is just, yeah, so, make your notes, have notes. I have a OneNote file that I just simply type a lot of stuff into as I do. I often, sometimes when I used to fly more by the book with approach and stuff like that, as I said, I had a notebook where I wrote stuff down on, or whether it be a digital or a physical one. So I highly recommend it. Real world pilots use it. That's what they have knee boards for. Knee boards and flip charts. So make sure you got it. iPads are popular ones as well. So there you go. I was about to guess to discover your Twitch stream because my brother told me about it. Ah, cool, no worries, that's awesome. Well, welcome on board, Oz. It's great to have you here. We said we welcome anyone who has a passion for or an interest in virtual aviation. We love to have everybody here because we would love to spread the joy and the love of virtual aviation here in over here with me, Novawing24. Alright, so it looks like we're flying between some cloud layers at the moment. Make sure that I want to make sure that all of this is set to high. It is. I'm going to put our brake. DRS is not on. That's fine. DRS is single. Make it a little bit there. Everything else is good. Okay, we started our descent, so I'm going to turn our inertial separators on because we will need those to avoid the ice coming through the clouds here, but also when we come into our final.
Gimhe approach Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is at 10,900 feet, descending 9,000 feet. Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Gimhe approach, continue to SRAM as planned. Altimeter 29.81.
Okay, so let's have a look. Let me have a look at this one. This is planned. Yeah, so they haven't given me a approach yet, so it looks like I'm guessing it's going to be.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet, Beechcraft Alpha 24.
There we go. Okay, coming through. Alright, strobe lights back on. It's going to be some messy weather. Now, again, probably should have paid more attention to this earlier. So if we're coming in, if they're giving us 1.8, there's no ILS, but if they give us 3.6, there are ILSs, but if it's 1.8, there's no ILS. There's just a DME approach, which is 113.8. So let's have.
Alpha 24, you are 20 miles west. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect 4 DME Alpha runway 18 right approach 5 Kilo Mike Hotel.
113.8. It is right. 113.8. Right. Okay.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect 4 DME Alpha runway 18 right approach 5 Kilo Mike Hotel.
113.8. 113.80 transfer. Enter. And 02 is 113.8. 80. Okay. Alright, let me just quickly check.
Alpha 24 descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Beechcraft Alpha 2.
Okay, let's quickly go. Alright, so hopefully...
Beechcraft Alpha 2 for descent and maintain 4,000 feet.
Alright, descending down to 4,000.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Beechcraft Alpha 2 for.
Alright, inertial separators are on, strobe lights are on, taxi lights are off. Mixture condition is full, prop is full. And okay, so we're going to have to watch for DME approach. We're going to do AP, we're going to turn off now. We're going to drift a little bit to the left. I'm going to change my CDI information to VOR. And of course we're going to want that set to 180. Okay. Now we'll have no glide slope information of this because VOR is a DME approach rather than a full ILS. Okay, so still descending down to 4,000, which should still be above these mountain tops, which is rather important. Now, 180 knots will be our gear extension speed. But yeah, speed is bouncing a little bit with all this weather at the moment. Trim that down a little bit. A little bit above flight idle at the moment. Now, this is one of the bugs that I have. So really, at the moment, that course indicator for that VOR should show me off to the right. So that course indicator is actually in the wrong position. So it should show me that I'm to the right of the track, not to the left of the track at the moment, which is the problem I have with this. So that appears to be inverted. It's one of the issues that I have with this. Now that should be the runway over there. So I'm going to bank to the left here a little bit and track it across. Okay. Let's roll back a little bit. I am way below my assigned altitude. Gear traveling. Landing lights on. Watching that power. A little bit extra power at the moment. Okay. Alright, watching that terrain. Okay. I left that a little bit close because I'm now going to overshoot on this turn.
Beechcraft Alpha 2-4, you are 4 miles north of Gimhe. Contact Gimhe Tower on 118.1 when inbound on the approach. Tower on 118.1 Beechcraft Alpha 2-4. Gimhe Tower Beechcraft November Oscar Victor.
Way too high.
4 miles north inbound 4 DME Alpha runway 18 right approach.
Going around.
Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 2-4 Gimhe Tower. Cleared 4 DME Alpha runway 18 right approach. Altimeter 29.82 wind 167 at 15. Cleared 4 DME Alpha runway 18 right approach Beechcraft Alpha 2-4.
Missed approach for this should be re-enter into a right-hand pattern, but with the VOR approach, this is with the instrument conditions like this is going to be rather interesting. I'm curious to actually see what ATC is going to give me, actually, considering that I had been assigned to the DME approach rather than the ILS. Okay. Return back up to probably at 2500. Okay, alright. Sorry, chat. I will be with you shortly. I was a little bit longer than I'd expected to be with you guys, but I said we will be with you guys shortly, hopefully soon. I said I wanted to do the. I said it was wanted to land it, but I didn't want to be that pilot that had get home itis. So when in doubt, you go around. Is the thing that you will always get taught if you do any kind of flight training. You'll always be taught when in doubt, go around.
Beechcraft Alpha 2-4 cleared to land runway 18 right. Wind 167 at 15.
Okay, 18 right. Okay.
Cleared to land runway 18 right Beechcraft Alpha 2-4.
I definitely feel the ATC might be trying to kill us with trying to give us a. Well, I suppose, as I said, it's still a DME. It's still an instrument approach. It's just if weather conditions like this, I would have shot. I would have even with a. Unless the wind is like in excess of 10 knots, I would have. And even if because the wind is from the south, but it's only about 4 knots. So if the wind was less than 10 knots, I'd still direct. I'd still have people shooting the ILS. And funny enough, like in. Looking at the real world traffic, for example, they are shooting the ILS. Alright. What will we do without synthetic vision at the moment? I'll tell you what. Okay, we're coming in 1-8 right. Okay. Gear traveling. Throttles idle. Flight idle. Watch the pitch. Okay, bleeding off that airspeed. Little high. Still a little high. Little bit of that crosswind coming through. Crosswind component on that run down the runway there is a bitch. Okay. Landing assured. That mountain pass makes this approach. No wonder it's a curving approach, because trying to fly in off those mountains actually is an absolute nightmare. Okay. Watching the rabbits. Watching the pitch trim. Shooting for the numbers. Controls idle. Landing long. Holding off. Gently down. Easy does it. Right on stall speed. Down. Reverse pitch. Beta engaged. Beta disabled. That was definitely a hairier approach and a less scenic flight than I had planned tonight. Sorry for everybody. But thank you for sticking with me, everybody who has stuck with me so far tonight. Well, this should be interesting. We may actually get a gate. This could be interesting. Alright, clean up the aircraft while we're taxiing.
Beechcraft Alpha 2 for turn next taxiway.
Yes. I'm getting to it. I haven't got to the next taxiway yet. Okay, he's on the brakes there.
Beechcraft Alpha 2 for contact ground on 121 decimal niter. 121 decimal niter for Beechcraft Alpha 2 4.
Oh, this is one of those airports that has random jetways in the middle of nowhere. I've seen this at a few airports actually, where you got these random jetways just floating in the middle of the nowhere with no actual building that it's assigned to. It's always rather hilarious to see, and so incredibly awkward when you see it. It's like, whoops, that That's where you need to take the AI and say, bad AI.
15 miles west inbound 4DME Alpha runway 18 right approach. Air coach 819 Gimhe Tower. Cleared 4DME Alpha runway 18 right approach. Altimeter 29.82 wind 167 at 15.
Alright. Let's come in. Taxi in to our stop here.
Cleared 4DME Alpha runway 18 right approach air coach 81908.
Oh, complete with ground services truck this time as well. Alright. Alright, there we go, and parking brake is on. Alright, prop is set to feather, prop is idle, left and right engine and fuel cutoff. Strobes, navs, taxis, landing lights are off, beacon still on while prop is still turning. Alright, and we'll set our engine set to off, inertial separators set to off, de-icing boots are set to off. Yes, oral warning, okay, thank you. Alright, anti-ice is off, pitot heat switches are off, ice is non-functional, all good. And then starters are off, feathers automatic, and we've got generators are set to off, avionics bus 1 and 2 are off, gens off, alternators off, and we are shut down. There we go. That was a interesting flight. Not quite as much scenery as I was hoping for, but we got to explore South Korea, at least some of the stormy weather here in South Korea. Let me turn off those blue lines, and then we'll catch up here on chat for a few minutes. So taxi ribbons, turn that to off. Apply and save. There we go. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what the trigger is for that actually sort of makes it end the flight. Sometimes it's a little bit confusing. Alright, let me catch up on chat here as well for a moment, guys. Thank you very much for your patience while we were sort of thing. Windows frozen. Do you think they'll improve CPU performance? It's crazy to see how CPU the bottleneck is since high-end GPUs. So, to be honest there, Christian Roseness, this sim is the most CPU and GPU optimized sim out there, including professional stuff that I've ever seen. This actually utilizes multi-threading. Nothing else does. Beware though, like make sure you try and not load up CPU 1 too much. But yeah, this handles CPUs far better. And at the end of the day, flight sims will always have the bottleneck for flight sims will always be the CPU, not the GPU, because of the sheer amount of calculations that have to go on in terms of the flight model, the flight dynamics, and especially now with the amount of weather simulation that happens in this sim, and the aerodynamic simulation that happens in this sim. The amount of CPU cycles that takes is phenomenal. So I think it will continue to be better, but for now, it definitely is the best on the market. Absolutely. Blake Wolf has a question. What is a good airplane for someone who's new to this stuff? No, there is not. That is not a stupid or embarrassing question at all, Black Wolves. It is absolutely not. The Braytac suggestion of a Cessna 152 and a 172 is a great suggestion, great place to start. I would also recommend any of the sports flight aircraft, so something like the VL3 or the Pipistrel, or there is another sports flight aircraft there that looks like the Pipistrel. I can't remember what it's called now. But the CLS or CSL. Those three will probably be my picks for great aircraft for you to start on to learn, because they are the aircraft that you will start with in real life. You'll start with something similar to that. So yeah, the Cessna 152 or 172, steam gauges, not glass cockpit, or one of those sort of sports flight aircraft. I would be highly recommend, because they have all the systems in there, and they are very realistic in the way they handle from my hands-on stick time with real aircraft. Dragon's Coils, thank you. Dragon's Coils, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. I don't really fly in the third person. I come out here for screenshots. Otherwise, I fly from the cockpit. It's what I do. Great shot there. I'm gonna have to grab. Brett was just gonna ask is one of this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a situation. I was too high. I was too fast. I went around. What's that to do to that one? Yeah, I think there's a few people here that are using controllers, which is good. I got this. Thanks, man. I was really. If you do, ask for the. That's an interesting thought, Rock, for you. I hadn't thought of whether they were supposed to be steps, and then they've just added in the bridges. The AI's put in bridges. Somebody's like put a line of code in the automated protocol, and it's replaced the like a set of stairs or a set of like ground crew with aero bridges. That's an interesting thought. I hadn't thought of that, and that would make logical sense as well. That's kind of cool. Thunderbolt 1987, hello. I was streaming. I know. This stream went a bit longer than originally planned, but we had a lot of fun. That's all. So Braytag, that's an interesting conversation topic. That one about to glass cockpit or not to glass cockpit. So that's probably the one part where I'm a bit of a traditionalist. Okay, and I'll probably look at this, and I look at it in a way of manual driver's license versus automatic driver's license. I drive an automatic car today, but I learnt to drive, and I drove for many years in a manual, in a stick shift, I think they're called in America. One of the reasons why I always say to people, learn in a manual car first, and then go on to an automatic car later. Or at least learn to drive. And the same thing with aircraft. Learn with the steam gauges or the analog gauges before you go into the glass cockpit, is because the analog equipment will teach you why the glass cockpit does what it does. That's probably the best way to say it. So, the steam gauges. So let's use a navigation approach this DME approach actually would have been a perfect example for that. So the DME approach, you actually see the needle swing as you sort of turn the OBS marker. You'll actually see the needle swing. Now you kind of see that on the glass cockpit, but it doesn't. And maybe this is just, and again, this is my personal preference here coming through this, is that you don't get that same connection to the gauge and to what is driving that gauge to do what it's doing. You just sort of see this straightish line. But actually, there's something about seeing the curved lines and seeing when you've got a glide slope indicator, for example, on a OBS1, so a NAV1 gauge, when you see the glide slope line snap into existence. Rather than just being a dot that appears in the glass in the G1000, you just see this dot on this marker. You don't actually see it. Whereas a physical instrument, you'll actually see the glide slope indicator snap into existence. You'll also see the to and from markers as well, the to and from flags. So, is there any reason why you can't go straight to glass? No, there's not. There's not. You get the same information, but I feel that you get at least for me anyway, you get a stronger connection to what is driving those gauges when you use the steam instrumentation as opposed to the glass instrumentation, because then you understand why the glass instrumentation shows what it shows. But at the end of the day, it's a personal preference. It doesn't matter. As I said, they both still show the exact same information. slew mode, I'm assuming. They still show the same information. They still give you the same end results, but they... I'm assuming that's a slew that went bad. So yeah, it's one of those things. I suggest it for learning. It's the same way as say with driving. If you're gonna, before you drive an automatic, if you learn in a manual, you understand why an automatic transmission does what it does. So yeah, as I said, personal preference for what I recommend it. So wee, I think hurricane just hit South Korea. I think it did. I think it did. That was pretty awesome. So there you go. Anyway, guys, this has been a lot of fun. As I said, a bit longer. As I said, I am feeling I'm feeling a lot better. I am feeling a lot better now. Thank you very much. I said, I've been having some troubles with my blood sugars just being off lately. So I had this trouble on the stream a couple of nights ago. Having it again tonight. It's just really frustrating for me because it's all a lot of math, a lot of calculation and stuff like that. And it's just sometimes diabetes just doesn't want to play, and we get the challenges that we have to do here. So anyway, all right. So let's have a look and see who else is out here. So Grey still play. Not sure, but I guess they enjoy it. They came on board. All right. Let me have a look. Let's see who is around at the moment. Who? Okay, you know what? We're going to go see a fellow simmer who was actually with me, myself and not many, but a few of our fellow aviation fanatics who were invited to be part of the preview event at Renton. So it's going to be a great opportunity to see everybody. And somebody else who's got time in a real aircraft as well. So let's go have a chat to Chewy, good friend Chewy. So Chewy94, guys, thank you very much for joining me on my stream tonight. You guys have been amazing. Be good, be kind, and be safe to each other. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place, same Nova Wing 24 channel for more flight adventures. And we'll see you then. And we'll wave goodbye to a random King Air flying through the air. Take care. Safe skies to all. We'll see you next stream, guys. Bye for now.